Welcome in, everybody. This is Across the Pond Podcast ASMR stream. Today, we got a good one for you. I'm here with Fever Red, the best, the GOAT, the hero. And then we got Slyvesterz, the robe man.
He's a road man, even when he's not in the robe.
Oh my god. For real, you guys know road man? He's a robe man.
You thought you knew road? Now meet robe.
He said the quality is good. He said, I guess it's better, but I can't tell. Well, shit. I forgot.
All that investment went to nothing.
So tell me why I just found out today. I'm such a bot as a Twitch streamer. I just found out today what Better TTV was. I didn't know it was a browser fucking extension for Twitch.
I've never heard of it.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, so you guys know when you go like you make emotes and on OBS it asks if you want to see Better TTV emotes and stuff like that, whatever. You ever seen that?
No.
So, okay, well, basically there's more emotes that you have. You can like use more emotes you can actually see, but it's through a browser extension on Google Chrome and I think Firefox.
Oh.
And I didn't know that this whole time. I was like, bro, why do you got some fire ass emotes? Better TTV, you gotta do browser extension. I said, man.
Oh shit!
Now, guys, I have a question.
I got a question.
It's Sly's. This section is called Sly's random ass questions.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We don't know. It's not gonna turn into some conversation on a random ass question. All right. My question to you two is: if you could be responsible for one song, what song would it be?
What do you mean?
For the creation of one song. So me personally, I would have liked to be the one to make Mariah Carey "All I Want for Christmas." What song would you like to have been responsible to make? Any song, and for what reason? Why?
Thriller by Michael Jackson.
I knew someone was gonna say Michael. Why?
Well, it's a two-side. One, my family was raised Jehovah's Witness, so he's also a J-Dub, so it just fits. And then two, it's fucking Thriller, dude. You know how fucking nuts that song was. Like, so like he's like Jehovah's Witness, and like he didn't want to make the song because it was like, nah, it got like, I don't like the imagery in it. It's not what I was taught with. But they were like, push through, and it became like one of the biggest songs. Like,
Yeah, I hear that. I'm going maybe slightly left wing, but it shouldn't be. Is Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve. Have you ever heard that? You've never heard it? It's the one with the violin where it goes. No.
Oh right, yeah.
Like, in my opinion, that's the best song ever written. If you actually listen to it, it is, bro. I'm telling you, the lyrics are fucking hard, and the violin is nuts in that song, fam.
So that's a song. If you'd have liked to be the one to make that song.
I would have fucking loved to have been able to make that song, bro. Just to sit down and just be like, do you know what? Yeah, we're gonna go fucking hard with a violin chorus, and everyone's just gonna be like, what? Like, yeah. Like, I love that shit.
I say All Out for Christmas with Mariah Carey because that song gets played every year. She gets money every year, and it brings good feelings. Just around about that time, that festive feeling. So it brings happiness in people, and you get those Fellini. So
you know, I can't even lie to you yet. The amount of times I've heard that song played by different people, right? If you said to me Mariah Carey was the original songwriter of that song, I would have been like, was she?
Oh, you didn't know?
I have no idea. I'm genuinely sitting, I'm like, I swear that song must be like 40 years old. Someone's just fucking remixed it. Like, that's genuinely what I was thinking. I was like, because it's been played by so many different people, I can't sit there and go, yeah, she definitely wrote that, lads. Like, it doesn't come to my head.
Have you?
Oh, go on.
No, I was gonna say, have you seen the memes when it's the time for Christmas and they show Mariah Carey in like all these scenarios like she's getting hella abused. It's like Christmas comes around, you know what time it is.
That's like there's another guy called Michael Bublé as well.
Yeah, Michael Bublé gets that. It's like oh, Michael Bublé's defrosted and all that.
It's so sad.
All right. And my second question, keep it short. If you could own one business that doesn't have nothing to do with money, nothing to do with profits, what business would you like to own? But this doesn't have to be an existing one. What's your ideal business, like you personally? It doesn't have to be an existing one. What would you like? What business would you like to own, regardless of profit? It doesn't matter. That's not a factor.
A dope dealer. Just kidding, no.
I mean, you'd have whatever you wanted in that sense, right?
It's a blind bud. So money's not an issue. It's not like I want to pick this one because it makes more money. Money's not.
Oh fuck! I know. I would want to own Pixar.
Also, it doesn't have to be an existing company. You can make up.
100% Pixar, fam. They do the wildest shit.
What? Wait, go tell us why this.
They like. I think it's just cool as fuck to be able to make like films for kids and adults and in different perspectives of life and stuff, and just to be able to like walk into Pixar and be like, yeah guys, we're gonna make a film about a fucking fish in the sea getting lost. Just be like, do you know what, yeah, we're gonna make a film about a lamp. It'll be a 5-minute film, just make a film about a lamp. That shit's fucking nuts. I find that crazy. Woozy's face is not very entertained by my answer.
Woozy, what's your answer?
Nah, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about what I want to do.
Okay, go on.
And thinking about what I was thinking about was in my head. I was weak. I was like, it's not even what I thought it was gonna be, but I'm gonna say it now.
Go on.
Don't come at me, guys, for this, but I want to make like community centers where.
Pimp.
No, what? I know, right? I wish I could be a pimp. That should be so dope. But I want to do like I want to make like community centers where people can like, because I feel like, at least in America, the creative classes are like dying, like you know, art and all that bullshit. So I want to make like kind of like community centers where people can like tap into their creative side if they have that. Because I feel like, me personally, I feel like that's not a thing, at least in the States. Like when I was young, even when I was younger, like we had music and stuff like that, but it was like very like minimal. I want to get like a situation where like, you know, and like especially if it's like free, like okay, you come in, I had no money as a problem. Like you come in, you want to take art, we got art, music, whatever, editing, whatever. Like just to give you that that stepping stone. Like okay, school is not you don't have to go to college to learn this, or even go to school. It's gonna be here for you. At least at least the bare bones, and then take it one step further and have that place where you can have application to, okay, you just learned how to edit, you took the beginner steps, you can either continue to learn or you can, you know, go, you know, be successful with it. I think that would be my goal, you know, the goal after my ambition, that would be like my goal or something like that.
That's awesome.
And that concludes the end of Sly's random ass questions.
I like how Sly didn't even answer this question though.
Oh shoot! Well, man, I don't even know. It probably be something educating youth, educating young people about life in general.
So you man are sitting there like, I want to educate, I want to give free creative like inspiration, and I'm like, I want to own Pixar.
Hey man,
but your calls, like, obviously we're not gonna judge it, but your calls was good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean,
Pixar being a little entertainment.
Yeah,
Pixar's fucking hot. Pixar's hot.
I just thought in my head, I was just thinking in my head like, what? Because you know, obviously when no money involves, like, what's gonna make me feel like passionate to still do it? And I was like, the thing that makes me passionate is like when I think it hurts my feelings when I see kids with like, who are like capped on their potential. So like giving someone the opportunity to do whatever the fuck they want really is probably
that's
one
awesome.
of my biggest goals.
Unlock their potential. Yep, I hear that.
I'm gonna keep my headphones on, but I'm gonna quickly go grab a drink. If you guys want to start on the first topico.
No,
never.
How many times have we called you anyway?
Me?
You did, but when you were whispering into the mic, my guy.
You're right. That was the ASMR intro.
Yeah. It's the 1 month special, the fourth episode special.
You feel me? Next time you guys gotta pay for that. Follow our OnlyFans at Across the Pond podcast OnlyFans. We all take turns
coming
each
out
month. This month it's
I'm gonna
Sly.
call the Avengers a bag man. I'm wearing a bag with a robe. I'm gonna have a nice bachelor pad, and that's gonna be my theme.
Only hands.
Sorry we are late.
But
Yeah, time works differently across the pond. So
I was really in the bathroom, bro. I was like, I'm coming. And then I came in and you guys were talking deep, and I was like, I'll just wait.
Nah, I was having a little conversation beforehand, but thank you everyone for coming. And thank you everyone for staying.
100%.
Let's get into it.
So what's
I
the
appreciate
topic,
it. That time works differently across the pond. That was good.
All right.
So introduce us to our first topic, since you kind of wanted to.
The first one is not the one that I picked, though, is it?
Is it not?
It doesn't matter which order, I guess. Well, I guess it kind of.
Oh, we should have raced them last, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So go on. One of you bang on the first one.
So the first one in general was about cheating in Warzone. And there's one guy called, I can't remember his name. He got caught cheating and he was exposed. They confirmed he was cheating. Revealed. Swords of revealing light. There was another guy in the most recent tournament who got revealed for cheating, but they didn't find any evidence. Right? And they was looking at his computer, even though when he got called out, he had about 2 hours from that time to delete whatever, do whatever. Now this guy was waffling. He played in tournaments before and he knew you had to show your task manager. So when someone said, oh, show your task manager, he was like, oh, I want to wait for someone more official to come. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to work computers. Anyway, they didn't find nothing, but I was watching his stream and straight after he got called out for cheating, he was on less than 2,000 followers, right? And I was watching Aiden's stream and Aiden was on his profile. So he could have been lower. But by the end of that little hour segment, he was on 6,000. I've checked him today and this guy is on 20,000 followers from less than 2. So we're gonna say that is a 1,000% increase.
Yeah.
From 2,000 to 20,000. So he didn't win the tournament. But he got called out for cheating in about the 4th round, the 4th out of 5 rounds. And he seemed to have profit from this because he had a sub goal and his sub goal went through the roof. He had a follow goal got smashed. So I want you guys thinking of, is all publicity really good publicity in a sense? And do you think you can cheat in certain aspects or games or something like that and use it to your advantage and propel you?
Yes.
Explanation, Woozy.
You want me to explain that?
Yeah. Don't just
Come
hit us with a
on,
yes.
dude.
Come on, this is
Come
the
on,
Across the Pond
dude.
podcast.
I was gonna let you talk actually first, honestly. That's why I say yeah.
I've already flipped its head, mate. Go.
Oh my. But I mean, especially when you think about marketing, honestly, bro, as many people, like, you think about all the people who are like popping right now, they're doing positive things, but the way they began was not like Cardi B was a fucking stripper. Like, there was a dude named, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Boot Gang. Is it Boot Gang? Yeah, he was like, he basically will go places and just steal stuff. Like, that's how he got.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
Now he's like hella positive and shit like that, and like people fucking him because of positivity. So it's like, with NLE Chopper, he's like a vegan and stuff like that. It's like, but first he was like a rapper who talked about killing stuff. So it's like, is all publicity good publicity? Is like, yes, as long as it doesn't go too far left. Like, so like even with him cheating, obviously it's like my place like, oh, you're a cheater, but at the end of the day, like, people are like, they see his name, so like, I want to follow him and see where he goes from here. And if he goes straight from here, he's still winning. Like, like you said, he got all the sub goals and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not something I want to do. I want more of an organic, because those people who are following him aren't real followers, if it makes any sense. Like, they're not following him for the right reason, but it definitely works.
Now, I was on his one today, and he was still getting people coming into his chat saying, "You're a cheater," or "How does it feel to be a cheater?" I mean, he's 18K followers up, but he's still getting that stick. Do you think it's maybe like hurt his? Do you think it's hurt his ceiling, his potential, knowing that he'd always have that stigma of being a cheater?
Did he have anyone saying anything like to protect it though, like his actual fans?
So people in his chat were saying he's not a cheater, he's just that good. But everyone was looking at clips, and I can't lie, some of the clips looked a little bit suspect, as in like.
Yeah, well, if he got accused by it, then he probably was.
Yeah, everything's cheating if you get caught.
Yeah.
But look at XQC. Remember he did the cheating and stuff like that, and they were hella mad at him. But he turned on his head. Now everybody's cool with XQC again.
Did he cheat on Overwatch?
No, he cheated during a tournament, like a televised tournament, bro. He started stream sniping to kill one of his friends to make it funny, but there was money on the line. I mean, you know what's you know what's funny, that you know what's sad, but also, so I understand it, but I don't, because you know a lot of people. I can't remember who he killed, but like I said, a lot of those people got a lot of money. So it's like I get it. It was money on the line, but it's like you got enough money, bro. Like, let's be honest. So I get why he thought it was a joke. He's like, you know, we all got fucking money. We're just playing with the shit at this point. So for him to do, I see it. But then people get mad like, oh, there was money on the line. It was a serious situation. You can't be doing that, blah, blah, blah. And they get all hella up in arms. I'm like, are you even like, do you actually even care about the fun of it? Which will lead into a topic I want to talk about later. But I'll leave it here for right now.
Yeah, like if you think like an extreme YouTube example would be Logan Paul, right? So this isn't about cheating, right? But this is about the publicity, where he's gone to the Japanese suicide forest, as it's called, and he's filmed a dead guy, and then got backlash for it for 8 months ish. And now, yes, he still gets ridiculed for it, but it's not. Well, it's nowhere near it, really. Like, he had the whole fight with JJ, so KSI and everything, which uplifted his reputation again, and everything about it, and all this stuff. And he got ripped on, but people still love him. He still gets millions and millions of views. He's still a multi-millionaire. Like, it's actually ridiculous when you think about what he did, because what he did was fucked up, and it stayed up for hours. Like, it wasn't something that got deleted really quick. He filmed a dead guy in a forest after committing suicide and took the piss. Like, and his reputation was fine, essentially.
So can R. Kelly make a comeback? You don't have to answer that. I ain't serious.
But on a note of like the gaming and stuff like that, like, yeah, people cheat. Like, you think about the most viewed YouTube videos, like of like Nick Merckx and stuff, will be the ones where he's like talking to the #1 hacker and talking to, or like spectating the #1 hacker. We got hacked and blah 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 blah. People watch that stuff.
So, do you guys think it's a viable method of growth? Like, can you strategically plan it out and blow from it?
I mean, I would hope not. I would hope not. But I know that it gains momentum. It's bad press. It's bad press. I think it depends on what your reputation was before. Because if you had like a big like following beforehand, and then you went, okay, I'm struggling a bit here. I'm gonna dabble in the cheating aspect, in the cheating arts, and then see how that changes people's perspective of me and how that I can grow from it, and then move from there. I mean, you have in real life examples as well, like Lance Armstrong.
Oh, you just watched a documentary.
I was watching a documentary on him, but it's true. It's the same kind of thing. No, but I've watched literally like 6 different documentaries about the Don.
His book is nice. His upbringing was fucking nuts.
It was wild, wasn't it? Like, really wild.
This shit's actually kind of tight. So for him to cheat, it kind of felt like, I felt that in my heart. I was like, man, such a way he explains it, he's like, you know, you feel like less than, so you gotta feel like some way to come back.
Yeah. So basically, he was 23. Yeah, so he was 23 and he was in the World Championship and he came second. and he was doping, but he wasn't like properly doping on the level that everyone else was. So he was the best person out there by a mile, and there was a team that was doping that smashed him, and he was like, how the fuck am I getting beat? And he's sitting there, he's going, well, I'm doing everything I can, I'm better than these people, how am I losing? And then he went, well, to beat these guys, I've got to go above and beyond, so I'm gonna do it. And that just tailwinded into blood transfusions.
I will say this too. I mean, granted, I don't know the situation with the Call of Duty cheater, but I feel like if there's some human aspect attached to the cheating, it's a little bit more understandable than, because example, we think about Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds never got forgiven. If you guys are familiar with baseball, you know, Barry Bonds was smacking all these fucking home runs, breaking records and shit, and they found out he was juicing. There's like, we're not fucking with you, Barry Bonds, because you're breaking records and shit on dope. Not really, like it's a like, you know, situation. And I mean, it's the same thing with the biker, but I guess it's a little bit different because it's like the human element of like, okay, you were doing your best, you were actually trying to go as clean as possible, and you just, like I said, this was not coming up on top, so it's like, I gotta just join the crowd, basically. Like, I'm not gonna keep losing.
And I think the thing with that example is Barry Bonds was in baseball, and not everyone in baseball would be doping, whilst in cycling, everyone in cycling was doping at the time. And that's, don't get me wrong, right? A lot of people say they didn't, but when you watch the Lance Armstrong documentaries, and he's telling, and all of his teammates are in it, and people from other teams are like, yeah, I had like blood transfusions like every other time we raced, and you're kind of sitting there, you're like, everyone doped. There's no way that they were keeping up to that level of performance without it, because Lance and his team were doping, and they were above you, but they weren't too fucking far, you know, like you have to be on that level. And the only reason why Lance Armstrong is noticed for it is because he was the best cyclist. He was infinitely better than everyone, and then doping on top of it just made it fucking astronomical, really.
Even think about Tiger Woods situation with the way his wife was fucking like catastrophic, you know, doing pills, prostitutes, like smudged, and he's come back to still be the golfer, the best golfer, and everybody respects him. Is like, bro, you're still gonna be Tiger. Like, only thing that sucks about that is that, you know, EA was like, nah, we're gonna make Rory McIlroy PGA Tour. I was like, that is so dumb. I said, you just stick with the Tiger Woods, man. Like, I get it, you guys have to do it because PR, but it's like, Rory McIlroy PGA Tour just does not hit off the tongue like Tiger Woods PGA Tour. That shit sounds so hard.
Do you guys think there'd be any point in your life where you would come cheat? Like, maybe you're trying something, you're pushing for something, and it's not working, and you see an opportunity where you can cheat, and if you do cheat, something's gonna happen, something big is gonna happen. Then what are you already doing? Whether you cheat and don't get caught and something big happens, or you get caught and you get this new publicity, would you do you ever feel like you would come to that point in life, depending, no matter what it is? Go on, Viva. I'll ask you first.
I've cheated in tests before. I know. Hold your horses, everyone. But like, I've sat down. I've been struggling, and I've just been like, cool. and I have no shame in saying that. Like, when you're sitting there and you've got someone, and you're like, yeah, I'm fucked here. I don't know. And or even if you're just reaffirming what you think, like, I've done that, like, in school quite a few times, honestly. Like, not even like once. It'd be like something that I hadn't thought about, and I'd be like, fuck, I don't know what that is. And then
see, schools were a big one, because think about it, yeah. Say you need certain grades to get to university, and say this one exam is riding all on this one exam, and you have the option to cheat. And you cheating means either get into this university or college, or you don't. It's like, for one, most time you're not going to be caught. And 2, are you really not gonna cheat and not get into university? Then your whole life or your whole life plan has to change now compared to just cheating. Ain't nobody gonna really notice. Now you get into the university you want or do whatever, and then all your options are open. Like, what's your opinion on it? Because I personally, I'm gonna do that still. I'll do that anyway. What's your guys' opinion on that?
I think it depends really, like though, because like I personally haven't cheated in any of like the big exams because I couldn't, because they're too far away. But would I have? Honestly, like the temptation probably would have got to me, and I would have been like, I just want to check. Wait, actually, no, I lie. So I've done a multiple choice exam at uni, where I could see this other Don's stuff, and I knew he was fucking it up. But that's an example where I could have just been like, "What's he got?" and gone from there, fam. Easy, like no problem at all. And I probably would have if I was struggling, 100%.
So this story, this is kind of weird for me because I endorse cheating, but I don't cheat. If that makes any sense. Like,
yeah,
especially when I think about like high school, like I was the person who would do my test like normal, and if people wanted pictures, I'm like, fuck it, you can take a picture of my test, and I'll just take a picture and like send it to the whole motherfucking class, and then like turn my test in hella early.
You was the supplier. Supplier of him.
I was a supplier, but like, as far as like me, I've never, I think, and I hate to say it like that, I've never cared enough to cheat. And I feel like if there's something I care about enough, yeah, I just never cared to cheat. Like, even like, I feel like it's like this. I don't trust myself. So because I don't trust myself, I don't even put myself in a situation to do said thing like cheat. If that makes any sense. Huh? So it's like I know I would cheat if I had the opportunity, because I'm human. So I study for the test, so I don't have to cheat.
But what about in gaming then?
Yeah, same thing. I just do the work. Like, if you watched me playing Apex last night, I was popping off. I literally be using aim labs because I'm just like, if I had the opportunity to cheat, like, I'm look up a fucking aimbot or something like that. Like, if it was that pressed for it, but I'm like, or I could just do aim labs so I could be like just nice.
I think, yeah. Go on, Don.
For a more context, obviously, I'll explain this as well. Imagine you studied for this test and you just wasn't getting it. Like, maybe you got it to a certain degree, but you felt you didn't get enough to warrant a grade that would progress you further. And you put in the work, and now it's, what's your grading system? A C or a B or something like that? It's one or the other. It's either a pass or fail. Would you do it?
I've been there before, and I know it wasn't a C or a B. It was like an F. Like, and I took the F because and then it made me. I took the F, and I sat there and I was like, yeah, I think I realized college is not for me. Like, if this is what it's gonna look like I have to do all this absurd amount of work and stress all year to get this test at the end of the year and still not know shit. This is not for me. I'm out. I literally sat there. I was like, I'm out. I can't do it.
That shit, I'm out.
That's fair. Like, yeah, I honestly think that's a healthier mindset to have than to put a lot of pressure on yourself and be like, fuck, I have to do this. Because when you have to do it, you will go through the lengths. It doesn't fucking matter. And like, yeah, exactly. Like, and you can even put it into perspective. Like, I remember on my course that they were genuinely like, you didn't need to go to the exam, to the lectures before the exam until like 2 weeks before the exam, because then they were going through the revision, and the revision lectures are made by the people who made the test, who are going to tell you what's on the test. So then you go, okay, they've basically just told me what I'm going to get asked and how to answer it. So that's all I need to know. And then you'd go into the exam, sure enough, what you're going to get asked and how to answer it comes up. and you're like, cool. Like, you learn the system and break it. Bro, and I find that to be a level of cheating, though.
Like it is, man, because I say this all the time. I come out of uni, yeah. I don't feel any closer to
boy
being an
Lil
engineer than I did when I started, because more time, the tests weren't that mad. Like there was always enough information a week before the test to give you enough to pass, at least.
100%.
So it's like
100%.
I don't think my knowledge of engineering has not gone up that much, if I'm honest. Like if someone asks me stuff, I'm like, bro, I don't know. I don't know. And it's like I paid 9k times 3 plus rent plus buying alcohol at the clubs plus guys with whole experience. And I'm coming off thinking, bro, I don't know shit. I was just like, fam, what the hell? But I've got the degree now, innit? And it's just a bit like,
well, and even like
options.
you said, to take that to like a different, like to any, I like the mentality, I guess I like to apply. I can apply that to like any part of my life. So like even like relationship cheating, like I don't trust myself not to cheat. Like honestly, like I'm a human being. I'm willing to say I know I would cheat if I was given opportunity. So I don't give myself the opportunity to cheat.
And his girl's in his bed right behind him, fam.
I live a life of truth. Like I mean, that's why I don't do the chit chat sometimes. I just don't. I'm like, no, we're not even gonna go with the banter. You're not coming over to my place. I'm not going to your place. Yep. Oh, if we're hanging out solo, we're not hanging out solo, because I know at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think
don't put yourself in the position that it can happen. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. That's just understanding yourself and going like, yeah, nah.
But I'm saying
it doesn't run.
I apply that like to anything, because like even like stealing, I would never go into a store with no money, because what am I gonna do? Be tempted to steal? Like, okay, I'm in the store, I want something, but I know I don't have money.
I can't lie, I've stolen a few things from the shop, like in college.
When I was younger, of course.
You know your the little sauces, it's like 5p, bro. Like, bro, you ain't gonna miss that 5p, bro. It's a sauce, man. You're sending me these dry ass chicken balls. Make some sauce with it. It's 5p. Come on.
You know what's funny about that? So when I was younger, the philosophy I had was like, if you're taking too long, like at the register, I'm taking stuff from the little candy area. It's like, y'all gotta pay me now. It's like, man, I've been in this line for like 5 minutes. Yep, taking the Starburst for me.
Jeez.
Let it sneak up in. Yo, see, he done engineering with me as well.
He said, take it and pay later. Whoa. Layaway? You gotta see that.
If I got an engineering job, I wouldn't know. I'd have to learn everything again, fam. I don't even know, fam. I don't even know what NGP and all that shit is, and we've done that all the time.
Fun.
I can't even front though. Like, so I've never stolen from a store. Not that I can like remember. Not like a specific thing where I've purposely, intentionally gone in, got something, and dipped. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I think a lot of the time I can understand where it comes from. I can. So, in game, I don't understand it in a game. That'll be like to make it relevant to what we were to the start topic. I have no understanding or recognition for anyone who cheats during playing a game.
I don't believe that.
I don't get it.
I understand it.
Like in Warzone there, yeah. If I'm getting beamed by a cheater, I just think they're shit. And I'm like, you're just shit.
Like, I think it's the same concept as when you use double shotguns.
Do you think?
Yeah, well, to most people, it's just trolling. Like, I don't, like, yeah, they're winning, but they don't care about the win. They care about making you mad. Just like when you hit them with a shotgun, you don't care about winning.
Do you think all of them are doing that? Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think they're doing it just to troll you? I think people are doing it because they are shit and they want to win. Like, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people who are trolling. I completely agree that there will be ones that are literally just doing it to fucking ruin your day. Fine, whatever. But I think there are like. I've killed a cheater before because they are so bad at the game. They have aimbot and they're that shit that you can kill them. You know, like, and that's the kind of stuff just drives me up the wall because I'm just sitting there like, bro, like how are you even enjoying yourself?
I've never seen. I'm like, Bro, what? Cheating
Well-
doesn't seem enjoyable, man. When shit's too easy, it's a bit like.
I'll-
But then again,
I'll-
if you're doing it for trolling, yeah, maybe.
I feel like I guess maybe I don't know what I haven't interacted with the cheaters that you guys interacted with then, because the ones I interact with are the ones that are blatantly like you're in the woods and you get beamed by someone at airport, and you see him just
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
talking
I
about
was
those.
killed by a DMR guy who was a DMR cheater, and his name was like DMR cheater or something. And you know he's doing it just to troll. He had like 55 kills, and
Yeah.
and you're genuinely just sitting there like
and then like they message you after Are
yeah,
you
get
mad,
good
bro?
bot.
Yeah, like something like that. Like, and like, so to me, like, it's all about trolling. But like, I've never met someone who was like trying to play the game seriously and cheating. And I think those are the ones I don't understand. Because like, bro, how do you feel like you're competitive if you're like
No, 100%.
seriously cheating? Like, you're like, yeah, man, we gotta go get this recon and do. If I was a cheater, I wouldn't do none of that shit. I'm doing
Shit,
this.
Like-
run.
But then-
Shit,
but
run,
then-
run.
But then when you think about it, right? Like, put yourself in the mindset of someone who is cheating, right? And so, for example, the stim glitch. Anyone could do the stim glitch. You didn't need to buy any software or anything like that. Anyone could do it. And the majority of people don't do it. And then you'd get to the final circle and there's one guy in fucking train station who's just sitting there like pumping himself with fucking
Well,
juice.
that's the difference between that's the line between cheating and exploiting.
Okay.
I'm feeling like if that was a cheat, as long as it's easily accessible, like the
'Cause
exploit
I
was
exploit the-
easily accessible.
Yeah, I'll exploit the fuck out of the game. I don't give a fuck about that. If it's in the game, it's in the game. You just gotta use it.
I wouldn't do it, you know. I didn't try no still. I didn't see how to do it. Infinite flash or stun, just wasn't bothered. Like,
Shit. Did you ever hear about that glitch that they had where like if you remember where you know there's like the game mode before Warzone where you're like running around shooting each
yeah,
other,
yeah.
and if you can like
Hold
do a certain thing to drop the gun, and if you go back there in the game, the gun that you dropped is there.
You gotta steal that. Yeah.
I did that shit a couple times. I'm like, bro, I'm tired of finding fucking guns, bro. I'm trying to find one off rip.
Like, Loki,
I heard about that, but I never tried it.
we
Never-
tried
never
to see if it worked, and it worked, and we were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
and then it was like, I was like, "Oh, that actually does work! Like, what the fuck?"
But
And
it's
then,
not-
honestly, after like 1 or 2 games, we forgot about it and just
Yeah.
like moved on.
I
But
was
like,
the
if
other day. Go on.
go on, I was gonna say like the stim one is just like that was just fucking annoying because
Right,
it
man.
changed it from being something where you're playing fairly, and even if you're just like exploiting the game, yes, okay, there are things that are broken, things are wrong, blah 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 blah. But bro, you're sitting in the gas for like 25 minutes. Like, what is your life?
What about
It's
infinite
not fun.
sprint?
It don't seem fun.
That's exploding the
Huh?
game. What about infinite sprint?
I sprint is okay because you can still like. How can you sit there in one corner of the map and just inject yourself with heroin and call it fun? That's not fun.
What
I
about,
understand if you're cheating with aimbot. Okay, it's a bit more like cool. You're ruining people's days, having fun. You're killing bare man, but sitting in a corner with stim is just that's boring. Like,
I mean, to me, it's
I-
trolling.
But I
man.
I actually watched a YouTuber who got to the final circle. There was no one there. There was a guy stim glitching. There was 2 of them stim glitching, and the game went on for an hour and a half until they found each other, and then had a battle like a normal Warzone game. Like they were just stimming and shooting. Like that was what it was. Because the zone ticks for so much. They have no shield, so they're just shooting, trying to shoot and like duck and run and all this. And I'm sitting, I'm like, guys, how do you have the patience? Like,
That sounds fun.
how is that
I did
fun?
see
It was
one
an
guy,
hour and a half of running
That's
around
not
the tent.
fun,
Like,
I did see a comment. 'cause
I mean, if
saw
it's
a
just
video
them
on it.
too,
saw
I
a
mean,
I
I
could
saw a
not be
comment,
asked.
yeah, and the guy was like, "Oh, the stim glitch got me my first win. That's why I did it." And I was just like, that's not a win? That's shit. Your first win is with a stim glitch. Like that is not stripes at all." And I was
I
gonna
can't-
say,
well, you know
I
what?
see someone guy on me and Fatal yesterday 2 days ago.
Mm.
We was literally on YouTube live watching this guy with hacks with aimbot, and he was doing it for educational purposes. He was like, "I want to show you lot what I can do." Turn it up to the max, and when I say this guy could see everyone on the map, his aim was laser, and he was just like, "Yeah, I'm doing it for educational purposes." Like,
So you guys
Who
see
the
what it
fuck
looks
you
like.
educated?
I mean,
Huh?
it educates people like me. I don't know what hacks look like. Like, remember, somebody was like, "Yeah, he's definitely hacking." I'm looking like, how do you know he's hacking? That looks like a motherfucker who plays on PC to me. Cause I watch people like Huskers and like
Huskers
what
the guy.
Huskers look like he's hacking every time I fucking watch him play. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Do you know what it is? It's the snaps.
It's
when
the
they
fucking snap every time. It's always a snap.
It's a snap, because if you're watching someone through the wall and you snap to a point in the wall, then you know.
That's real.
And like and if your guy, because everyone knows like the generic line of like your aim. So if I'm sitting there and I'm tracking someone, my aim is kind of moving along with them, yeah. But when you just go snap and then you track, then that's when you're like, okay, that's a bit mad still.
I feel like I've snapped someone in the corner before and they thought I was cheating. I remember when I was playing, when I used to be hot on Black Ops 2, some dude reported me multiple times, almost got my account like banned because he called me cheating because I won free for all with dual wield pistols. Because I was learning how to get my accuracy up and just be better at spacing. So like I'm just like, you know, but to me it's like this. I guess people don't think about it like this, huh?
So I reported you too, fam. You can't beat me with dual pistols in free fire. Cheating or not, bro.
Well, but I guess it's one of those things like when you understand the game, you like, especially like you go into like the flow state. It's like, okay, you go into the room. There's like the main corner that everybody's in, so I don't have to even look. I'm just gonna hit the corner and start shooting like first, and that's what I was doing. Like, okay, you're in the corner. I hit the corner, and you're dead. And he's like, oh yeah, this guy's for sure cheating. There's no way he knew. You hear that all the time. How do you know I was there? And you watch the fucking feed. You watch the replay. You're like, okay, I see why he knew I was there. He was fucking right behind me. But it's like.
Exactly. Or if you have like attention of mind and someone has a UAV, you know, and stuff like that, you can kind of like pick up on. But I think as a whole, I find it fairly easy to distinguish a good player and a sniper and a not a sniper, sorry, and a hacker, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't find it difficult. It's a snap. A snap is like PC players can snap on you 100%, but they can't snap on you behind a fucking wall.
Yeah, well, I've never had that happen to me. I think that's the crazy part to me.
Yeah, I've been snapped on so many fucking times when I'm sitting there and I'm like
people
in a building.
Cheaters, bro.
Yeah, and it comes from nothing though. Like it just you'll be standing there chilling, living life, and then all of a sudden like boom, and it's an AR that shot you from like fucking 400 meters away, and you're just like, there's no fucking way you even saw me. I was coming up a ladder.
I will say this.
Traction from that, fam. Like,
I haven't started seeing cheaters till I got on PC.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And like, because when I was on PS4, and even though it's cross-plat, like I never got the cheaters like that. But like now that I'm on PC and doing a little bit better, it's like I said, I think that's like the first time I saw a cheater, and I was like shook because like you know you can hear the dev chat, and I'm like, oh, I think he's cheating. I don't say that often. Like, oh, I think he's cheating, and then he literally like starts doing like squats, and then he just starts doing the thing where he starts shooting people in the fucking trees, just decking them, and I'm like, oh no, he knows I know.
Well, even on
PS4, you probably didn't have PC players like that. So on PS4, you won't run into any cheaters at all.
That and as well, like if you have PlayStation controller as your input, you're less likely to get into lobbies with mouse and keyboard. If you have mouse and keyboard as your input and you're playing with controller players, your lobby will be like 50% mouse and key. So just keep that in mind as well. So if you're just playing with controller players in your lobby, 99% of your lobby will be controller players. So you're less likely to be in hacker lobbies. But if you're a mouse on keyboard, it's like dramatically increased the likelihood. But I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, I completely forgot what I was going to say. Keep going.
Well, I didn't want to harp on this topic a little bit too long. I wanted to take it a little bit to something we were talking about earlier. So we're talking about, I can't remember how I thought of the concept, but it was basically like.
Did you write it down?
Yeah, I did write it down.
Yeah, I had a feeling. When I saw you tweet the film, I was like, he's writing that down.
Because I didn't want to, I didn't want to interrupt the conversation we're having, but I can't remember what the fuck was the first topic. Cheating. I was thinking about XQZ and his situation, whatever, and it was like I said about the money and whatnot, and he cheated, and people were like, oh, he's bad taste, ruining the sport, blah blah blah, and they're right. I'm not saying they're wrong, but like I said, to me, the concept of like for the love of the gaming comes into my mind because I was watching, and I don't watch very many big streamers. I watch like Myth, Nick Merckx, and Tim the Tatman, you know, the OGs. And I was watching Sykkuno, and Sykkuno, he's playing Rust. They're all playing a Rust, but he's playing a pacifist. Like, he's playing pacifist on Rust, and I was like, what the fuck? Because Sykkuno's good at like Valorant and shit like that, so he's like sweaty with the aim. And I'm like, I thought about it, and he explained, like, they asked him, like, why are you playing pacifist? Why are you giving XQC weapons after he died and blah 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 and all this other stuff? And he's like at the end of the day, it's like for the fun of the game. I want my friends to have fun playing the game. So like, if giving him a gun is gonna make him have more fun and not feel like it's a grind, that's what I want to do. And it took me back to thinking like, damn, I feel like a lot of people have lost playing games for the fun of the game. I get it, especially like us Call of Duty players. Competitiveness is like in the bloodstream. Like, nah, bro, it ain't about fucking for the fun of it. I'm trying to win, and if you're not trying to win, get off my fucking team.
It's very much about being the best now. Yeah, it's all about the competition. Games have become so competitive now, but it's just that's how it is.
Exactly.
Take skill-based matchmaking out.
I know, right? For real, like, I mean, and it's funny too, because like I use wonky guns on Warzone, like a lot of the times. So
yeah,
like so like right now I'm using the M91 with no stock and like these crazy ass attachments and a 3x scope, and it's actually pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna front. M91 is actually fucking nice, but people are like, why are you using that? Like when you get killed by it, they're like, what the? And they're like, people are like, why are you using that gun? I'm like, because I want to have fun, bro. Like the biggest thing of why Apex is like dying for me in my heart a little bit is because it's the same game like over and over and over and over and over. And Call of Duty,
and it's hella sweaty.
Oh, it's fucking sweaty. But in Call of Duty, it's like there's hella guns. Like, granted, there's some guns I'm just not gonna use. Like the Odin, I'm not using. Like there's some guns I'm just not gonna touch. But most guns, I'm like, why not make a what's that pistol called? The 1911 class and see what's up. It works. I can use it and kill people, and they're like, "What the fuck you kill me with?"
100%. Go on, Don.
Warzone it's I have fun on Warzone, but I have fun being good in it. And the reason I don't try all these fancy guns is because, brother, it's too much of a time investment each game, and it's like I may make this gun. I'm not even guaranteed to get this gun. I might be playing shit all day. Just like I find it. Warzone's probably the only one. I just find it fun being competitive in the sense I want to be the best. I want to be better in it. 100%. So like you man telling me, yeah, you want to try this gun, you want to try that gun. That's cool. I would like to try them guns as well, but
trigger.
It's gonna take like imagine how many games you've had where you've jumped in, you don't even get loaded and you're dead. You can have 5 games in a row and it's like, bro, I jumped in this game to try this gun. I've been playing for an hour. I ain't even picked up the gun. Or when I get the gun, I get shot from behind. Or I get shot from a cheater, and it's just like,
well, that's a different.
My fun is playing with this loader, and it's just like I'm not getting it. So it's just like
I'm
investing all this time. Call of Duty games are long.
Yeah, but there's ways to kind of like ensure that you get a loadout, and also as well, like I can't lie to you. If I died to someone with a riot shield and Cali sticks, I'm pissing myself laughing. Yeah. And I find that shit hilarious. And that's why I love when I'm trolling. And that's why I love using obscure weapons and stuff.
Or like,
I find that shit entertaining as fuck. I like using different things and exploring different ways to do it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm nasty with the Car 98, but I like having different shit in there as well, and just be like, oh, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna use the AK-74U and get shit on, and just be like, okay, this gun is trash. Like just gonna move from that.
And when we do the riot shields and Cali sticks, I don't mind it. But my problem with it is we tend to play a lot more defensive. So there could be times where we're chilling for hours, not hours, but quite a long time of the game. So that was a big exaggeration. We're chilling for majority of the game. We get into one fight and we die. But say like we do push and we're having fun and we kill someone, then we die. And it's like, then I have to wait for the next game to load up. Same thing again. What? And then now we've got the Cali sticks. What's going on? If it was like multiplayer ways, I die, boom, straight back in it. I die straight back in it. I die straight back in it. It's like cool, but I ain't go that time.
It kind of is like that. If one teammate survives and gets the $4,000, I mean, like you think about that game. If you guys seen, make sure you guys follow Viva Red's YouTube channel, subscribe. But The video when he did the double shotguns, he was using double shotguns, and it was a fun ass game. We had a fucking juggernaut and all that stuff. Like,
yeah.
It, like I said, to me, like that. I feel like if we took that game way more serious, it wouldn't have been as fun as, okay, Viva has the shotguns. We gotta give Viva kills the shotguns. So we're full sending everything. Versus like, and I think that's what I think that's what the problem is, where people like have that disparity, is like they don't know how to they don't know how to differentiate the two. If that makes any sense. It's like, I feel like how do you say it?
Is it not that?
There it is.
It's your Twitch name,
No,
so people can
uppercase.
see it.
Oh no, 2Ds.
No, the uppercase is fine, 2Ds.
Can't even spell his
Oh,
own name.
it's because it's a Twitch one.
Double
Yeah,
D.
it's what they see in it, so they can type it in and be like, oh, who's this guy? Who's this sexy guy?
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, like I said, I don't know. Like, go ahead.
Sorry, go on.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna answer Red Unicorn. It's 1D on YouTube. It's 2Ds on
1D.
Twitch. That's why.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. I've got dubs with like meta guns, like, you know, M4A1, MP5, Grar, Bruin. Like, it's fun getting dubs, but I think it's more fun getting a dub with like a gun that no one like. My favorite class of all time, MP7 Holger. That shit's so nice. It's just so nice. And people, when people get beamed by the Holger, they're like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And it has an ugly ass sight on it. You're like, "Ah, hell no."
All right, you said it's fun getting a win with them guns. Is it just a win that you find fun?
Nah, hell no. Cause I've gotten wins where I got hella kills, and like at the game, you like, it's more like a business interaction. Like, I knew I was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't lie. Yeah, like, so there's a win that we made on the YouTube with the Cali sticks that Dans ends up getting the final kill with a stun. Like, he hits the guy with the stun and he dies. And we're sitting there and we're all going absolutely fucking mental at the fact that we did a Cali stick only game and we won it. And like, I can't even front to you. I've gone into my Twitter group chat and I've messaged the guys and I've gone, boys, I have no video for today. I'm in a situation. I'm like, I started editing this thing. It's like 1 p.m. My video goes out at 7. I need to edit it. I need to record it. We need to do it. I was like, we're going to do Cali sticks at anyone who wants to play. I've got Arban, Drew, and Dans come through, and they're like, yeah, we'll play. We're just doing Cali stick. I think it took like 4 runs, and we won a game. And we all just lost our shit. And that honestly, like, I'd never even tried to do that. And it was the funnest game I'd ever played. I was just like, this is lit. Like, this is fucking hilarious. The fact that we were able to do that.
Like, even when you did the tournament, don't get me wrong, it's fun to challenge. It's fun to like play with somebody of equal challenge and like try to win, because like, obviously, like you said, like Sly is saying, it's the competitiveness. Like, I like, okay, you're better than me, but I'm gonna show you that I'm also better than you, so don't ever get this shit twisted. But like, after that win, I didn't like, you know, after the win, I'm just like, okay, like, because it's like, you know, I bested you, but like, it's one of those things where like there's no ceiling. You just gotta keep winning, basically. Versus like when you win with like you said, a fucking terrible gun, like a fucking, I don't know, fucking Odin. You win with the Odin and a Joker as your secondary. It's like, you're fucking garbage. Let's go. Destroyed you, 10 kills under my belt. Like, to me, that's more fun than if I won with the Grar and I'm Mac 10. It's like,
yeah. Well, it's like the cracked kids that played in that lobby. The cracked kids that played in that lobby were the epitome of sweat. Yeah. You know, and you can sit there, you know, every fucking evening they message each other like, want to go catch some dubs?
Yeah.
And they go into the Verdansk and they get dubs. Like that's what they're there to do.
And they have fun that way.
Yeah, they have fun that way. Fair fucking play to them. Because if I could, I told the guys this, I fell out of love with making YouTube content when I went on such a sweaty streak for like my first month of doing YouTube. I genuinely like messaged them and was like, guys, like, this isn't fun to me anymore. because I was dropping 10 kill, 15 kill games every single time we dropped. It didn't matter about anything. I was playing so fucking sweaty that I felt I hated it. I wasn't enjoying it anymore. No one I was playing with was enjoying it because I used to get so annoyed at the fact that we weren't winning games because I didn't have any content. And I was just like, this is not fun anymore because I'm so sweaty. And I think it's just finding what your balance is, really.
And that's what I was talking to my man Pharaoh and them about. I was like, because I remember they're like, oh, you know, and like I make the joke all the time, like, bro, y'all holding me back, but like, really, like I don't really give a fuck. Like I know I'm kind of sweaty, but like at the end of the day, I do hella dumb plays on purpose. Like I just hate. I didn't like to say it's just not fun for me to play sweaty. Like I was playing multiplayer, and I remember they're like, oh, you're as good as you are, why is your KD so small? I was like, well, because KD is mostly kill streaks. People don't know, and I don't fucking use kill streaks. I use specialists because I want my KD to be like true. And they're like, I was like, I can use kill streaks to show you like I can get them. And like I remember we were playing the map Crash. I don't know if you guys play multiplayer much, but I was playing the map Crash, and like I got like two choppers and stuff like that, and had like 3 deaths and like hella kills, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, I did it, but like, it's not fun. Like to me, it's not fun to be that sweaty, cause like, damn, like.
It
honestly depends on the game, because Call of Duty is one of them I sweat, but something like Battlefront, like I try because I want to be a hero, but that game
look at him.
Bro, I try because I want to. God,
I saw you
You're
sweating
the
last time.
Battlefront player I've ever seen in my life.
No,
I saw you playing Battlefront. I was like,
you are so sweet, bro. You're like fucking. You've been who? Who was it? You were fucking Ray.
Ray for like the whole game.
Don't confuse being good with being sweaty.
No, you were
don't
trying.
Confuse.
No. You
try on that game.
Gamer. You're a gamer.
If I die on Star Wars, I don't mind. It's casual in it. Like I just want to be the heroes. Once I get a hero, I'm good in it. If I get a good streak and I die, it's fine. But what happened the other day, Viva? Yeah, we had to push the point. Yeah, I was Grievous, you was Maul. I kamikazed it. I ran in like crazy and I died because that was fun. I'm good at the game. I feel like I'm good anyway. So
no, you are
like,
good. You are good. Like, let's not even front. You're good at the game.
So I'm playing, and it's like I'm having fun that way, but I don't take it as seriously as I do COD. You could just come on. I try, but I'm more chilled in COD.
Do you want to know what's interesting?
I get back straight into it.
No, but do you want to know what's interesting though? Right? I would say that I'm good at Call of Duty. Like I'm actively good at the game, but I make really stupid decisions all the time, and I'm lazy, so I'm not gonna sit there and sweat it out of my face because I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm never ever gonna be someone who drops 30 kills in a game because that's just not my vibe. So why am I gonna sit there and make myself go through so much pain? Like, because I have to try. I have to sit there and really go for it to be at that level.
I would say this. I feel like the same way, and I feel like I'll even take it a step further and say I am a sweat. I just don't like tapping into that mentality of being a sweat. That makes any sense.
Yeah, it's tough.
Can we differentiate between this term sweat? Because I had this conversation with my boys a couple of weeks ago.
A sweat is a try hard.
But a lot of people will call you a sweat or try hard because you're doing good. If you're just good at the game, you're just good at the game. That's not sweating.
So I'm gonna give you a differentiation between sweating. This is sweating.
That's not sweating.
I think so. If you taking it this far to like I said, if I'm taking this far, like I need to make sure that I have my jump and my reload on the back of the button so my fingers are never off the sticks. That's not. I'm trying harder to win the game.
On that, and I wouldn't sweat. I wasn't. It's like I'm just playing the game.
I don't play casually like this, bro.
Right? When I'm sweating at a game, yeah, that's when I'll go on YouTube. I'm looking at the tips. I'm training, and I'm trying hard. I'm training, bro. Now I bought Smash Bros. 2 years ago, yeah. And at first I was looking at these. So, do you like? At first I was looking at these little videos. Oh yeah, I had to do this, I had to do it. Then after a while, I'm just like, you know what? I can't be asked. And out of all my friends, I'm pretty good. But I'm not a sweat. But I'm pretty good.
Okay, but then would you call me a sweat on COD?
No.
I just think you're naturally good at games, so I wouldn't call you a sweat. No, to me, a sweat is someone who's saying, I want to get better. I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna do that, and they're like proper on it. You're just good at games.
I sweat for a month. I sweat for a month, and I hated my life after. Well, I didn't hate my life. I really had to sit there and be like, this isn't fun anymore.
I think sweat is more the mentality than it is your level. And that's,
because you can be shit. You can be a bad shooter and still be sweaty.
Yeah, like you sweaty bastard. Why are you playing like that?
But
you get what I'm saying?
Maybe they just.
I get what you're saying, but like, I get what you're saying, but I'm like example, like, if people are standing on top of a building, and they refuse to get off the building until like to the edge of the circle comes to them, they jump off. I think that's more sweaty than anything. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like my thing is this: there's no real wrong reason with being sweat. It's just like it's not fun to be ultra sweaty. Like we all know the biggest tip in battle royale: get the high ground, get the high ground, get the high ground. Center circle, hold it. Center circle, hold it down. I got friends who got 100+ wins from that strategy. But like I said, they're sweaty. Like Djax, I love him to death. He's sweaty. He wants to win.
He's unbelievable.
Okay, say for example,
I'm muting you guys because you guys are talking too much. Like, that's a mentality.
Player, and you're trying, and anything else is not working. You're not having fun. Even though you're a casual player, you're not trying to be sweaty. You're not trying, but everything else is not working. So you might pull for the sweaty tactics. Are you still sweaty?
Well, that means he wasn't good.
I'm just trying to get a win now.
Yeah, that means he's not. That means he's not good, and then he has to sweat. He has to sweat to win.
I don't really call that sweating. I just call that changing your approach. That's more tactical than anything.
No, but if you're trash at the game and you've gone, I'm shit at the game, how do I win? And someone goes, get recons till the end of the zone and then camp in a corner until the end of it, bro. That's not fun. Like, and then you're not playing. Your Red Unicorn's wrong. Red Unicorn needs to go into tactical.
You said jump, bro. Yeah, I'll say I fucking crouch with the stick so my finger never leaves the fucking stick, dude.
Yeah, you need to change your controller to tactical.
I don't think that's sweaty. That is something so minor you can do. Alright, when I was playing Halo, I don't know if I would say I would sweat, but I realized, I'm losing gunfights because I'm pressing A to jump and my things. All I had to do was go in settings and change the bumper jumper. And is that sweating? I had to change one thing. Like, that's so minor.
You know what I would say about that? I would say it isn't sweating, but it means you're trying to be sweatier. That makes any sense, because I feel that way. Because when I didn't really care about my KD, I don't give a fuck about some of the fights I'm losing. But when I wanted to get better, I'm like, okay, I gotta go into the think tank. It's like, okay, I'm using aim labs every morning to practice my shot. They told me if I raise the stick, you'll have more precise aiming and blah blah blah. Sensitivity down. But that's what I'm talking about.
I have never ever done that in my life.
That is, fam, when you're training and you're going, that is sweaty,
bro. Have you used aim labs? It is sweaty. I'm not lying. It's not sweaty, but I'm saying it's the mentality of like. But I think it's like what you're saying. I'm just trying to get better, and I'm like, okay, this is what the pros use. They use aim labs and whatever the fucking other one is. So I'm gonna use the same thing to get my shot. I remember before I played Call of Duty multiplayer, I would go into a private lobby, put on 11 enemies on free for all for 100 kills with no aim assist on, and just
Jesus Christ.
just run that before I start a game.
Sweaty.
You're sweaty.
I'm gonna. You call me sweaty on Star Wars. I've never done that. I've never gone. Let me go fight some boxing train. Let me do this. Play the game.
Loki, I can accept that. You are. See, like the thing with Battlefront, is I see Battlefront the way I see Apex. I go on it to have fun, and like I want to troll. So like when I play Apex with Michael and Airhan, I know they're good at the game, so I'm gonna kick the last guy who's alive because I find that funny. Or like if I've got a guy one shot, I'm 100% punching them. There's just nothing about it. Like I will be. I'm naturally good at shooters, so I will beam kids, and it's fun. And I love going into silver and bronze lobbies and just murking them. Like I find that interesting. When it gets to gold, and I have to actually fundamentally like tune into the game, I lose interest. And it's the same for Battlefront, because I fucking love that game. I think it's so brilliant. It's really, really well done. I play that game for fun, like to take the piss. And yes, Dance, you do that too. You are just more tactically engaged in the game than I am.
Yeah, that's my fun. I have, when I go on Battlefront, I love the sound and love the visuals, but I have fun wrecking kids. I have fun getting heroes and wrecking kids. I don't ever care if I win or lose, because I've purposely lost games so the game could go out longer so I can wreck some more kids. But
that's sweaty though.
Sweaty, that's my fun. If I wanted to be sweaty on Battlefront, I would be using claw. I had an elite controller, so I had 4 paddles on the back with the 1 stick higher. That thing broke, and I've never been bothered to change it because I'm just playing it casually
in the first place.
Back then I was sweaty. Back in the day I was.
So just on 2 points, right? So Red Unicorn says, I have tactical, but who presses down the right stick to drop strut? Like, you need to educate yourself.
All the time, bro.
Back when I had no scarf, I was playing claw with max sensitivity on my controller just to quick scope and shit out of the lobby.
I would never play claw. Claw is sweaty as fuck.
No.
You know what claw looks like? I think claws like this. I think claws like
no. Claws like that.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, that's when you have your index fingers do the buttons, and then you have your middle finger does the triggers.
Go look at like Mutex or something like that. That's what he does.
I remember I saw a dude. He had his hand like a little bit different. Like it was like he was like fondling the controller.
You can do it like that, but then you use like your buttons. So then you're like that, and you still have these going here.
Bro, you know something crazy? I had a friend. Okay, when I was younger, we had a friend who was left-handed, bro, and he was a sweat. And this is how he played. This is how he played all his games.
Why?
It's mad.
Like, bro, like use his triggers with his pinkies and stuff like that. And at first I was like, he's bullshitting me. And like he would win Halo matches, bro. Like dead ass, like hella finessing the fuck out of you. I remember I used to be so shook, like, bruh, how the fuck?
That's just weird. That's just weird.
But like you said, he was left-handed.
Happy Lion says Battlefront 2 is not a difficult game though. Yeah, it's not. But then I don't think Apex is a difficult game. Apex is simple as fuck. And then Josiah says Josiah plays claw. Yeah, he does. He's a sweat though.
Exactly.
Josiah's a sweat. Josiah would sit down and tell you he's a sweat.
I just want to let a public announcement, fam. Just because you're good at a game, just because me personally, slide with the rope, shad the rope, I don't think you're sweating. And I don't think just because you come in the game for fun and you don't mind dying and you're memeing means you're technically not sweating. Just, if you play the game, you play it. Sweating to me is, I take time out to train. I'm practicing my aim. I'm doing all the tips and tricks to make myself better.
Nah.
That is sweating to me. That is me.
I would say sweating is like this. If you're playing and you get mad as fuck over simple deaths, I think you're trying to sweat, because there's no way you should be getting that mad if you're just having fun.
I get, when I play Star Wars, I have fun. Ryan,
I'm talking about your Call of Duty, bro. I'm talking about, I've seen you in Call of Duty.
Okay. Okay, even on Battlefront, I get annoyed, yeah. Ryan would come into my room and I'll be sitting in the dark playing that game by myself because I had fun, right? But my problem is investment. If I'm there and I've got a hero and I die and I'm thinking, damn, now I need to get all the points to buy a hero again, that's gonna annoy me. That's not me sweating. I just want to be a hero.
Yeah, I can't lie. I react to absolutely everything that happens. Like, I was telling people to suck my arsehole because they gave me fucking +2 on Uno.
I mean, but Uno, like I said, Uno wasn't sweaty either.
I troll though.
Like, we kept the game going longer.
Yeah, like I'm sitting there, I'm taking the piss a lot of the time. But then I can say this though. When me and Dans were playing, when we last got our win together on duos, I wasn't sweating at all, and I had 11 kills, and I was sniping kids for fucking days. And that was just, I was literally just having fun and not sweating.
Happy Lions.
You got pissed with me last night. Yo, Happy, I'm not even fucking fronting though, yeah? I literally gave you the win, and you chose not to do it. And I was just like, this game's been going on for fucking 25 minutes. Just fucking play the card.
And that's the funny part about Uno. Like, so Bad Dreadhead, when I play with Bad Dreadhead, it's sweaty when we play Uno. Like, it's like serious. Like, she gets mad if we're talking over the table. Like, you know when you guys are like, he has a yellow, don't drop a yellow. She, like, we did that before, and she was like, I'm not gonna play with you guys. You guys play like that. I'm like, it's getting real.
I would just laugh. because I wouldn't be able to deal with that.
That's what I was laughing. I'm like, oh, come on now, we're trying to have fun. And like I said, like I gave you the dub, she would have been pissed if I gave you the dub. Cause I was like I said, I was like, I'm about to give it to you, Ryan, cause I know I can't win this hand. So I'm not gonna make this go any longer. And you're like, I gave it to you, she'd have been pissed. But then you see like the first game I had like fucking won the game off the first whole game. Like I'm like, yeah, I can't be playing like this, man. It's like we're not gonna have fun if I play like this all morning.
Red sweat begins when you don't play for fun anymore. I don't even agree with that. Yeah, sorry, mate. I don't agree.
Sweat can be fun. When like
fun is objective.
When me and Dance were playing the Warzone tournament on my channel. Yes, good evening, Deja. But when me and Dance were playing the Warzone channel for not the Warzone channel, sorry, when we were playing the private Warzone lobby on my channel, I can't even front, we were sweating. We wanted to win. And it was because it was on because it was like something that I was hosting, I really wanted to win. I didn't care if I lost like 3 of them, as long as I won 1 of them. That's all I gave a fuck about.
The one I said.
And then it was like when it got to the last one, I actually remember in the pre-game lobby I went, we have to fucking win this one, Dance.
Okay, but I just don't like the words. I can't lie. I just don't like. What if we was like we want to win, but like it's just playing how he is? Like I don't think we've done anything different.
Happy Lines made a good point.
Really and truly.
Happy Lines made a good point.
Wait. What did he say?
Sweating on comp is fine, just not in casual. And I think that's the biggest problem that I have with Call of Duty over Apex. Don't get me wrong, Apex people are sweaty in pubs, but like there's a place for sweats.
Yeah, but then do you not find that I actually find the pubs way worse?
Well, the pubs are,
like if you have a decent KD, if your KD is above 1.8 in Apex, all of your lobbies are fucked.
Yeah,
and I mean that without even like. I have more fun playing in the bronze and silver and gold lobbies than I do playing in public lobbies on Apex. 100%.
But that's what I think my thing is like, and granted, part of it is because once you get to a certain level in Predator and Diamond Master, it is no longer fun. It's kind of like business in the way you play it. So pubs is where you can get like the bullshit games, you can use Octane and stuff like that. Because when you go to the higher ranks of ranked. Like I remember when I was in Platinum was where I took the game. Okay, so remember when I was telling you I was starting to sweat? The reason I started to do those things is because I was playing Platinum, and it's when you see the disparity of, you see where your ceiling is, and you see where everybody else is at, and that's what I was like, okay, so to get better, I have to do these things just to hang, really.
Yeah,
and
are you having fun in the process doing it?
Bro, I was having so much fun. You're tripping.
I can't even front on that. Like, I think that then depends on how much you're devoted to the game. Because if Warzone brought out a competitive playlist, you best believe I'm going for like as high as I possibly can.
And that's what I'm saying.
And then I'll kind of like switch between, like, if I'm playing with some of the boys who don't want to go try hard sweaty, then I'll jump in with them and I'll chill. Do you know what I mean?
Did you play 2v2s when they had multiplayer?
Yeah. Me and my brother loved that.
And that, like I said, that's sweaty as fuck. That was hella fun.
I can't even front to you. My brother is the sweatiest player. My brother is the sweatiest player on any game I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I've seen his
face. If he jumps on Apex, he wants to win. And so then if you're trying to troll on Apex, my brother ain't having it. Like, no, don't get me wrong. He will troll with you, and he finds it funny.
No,
but
I've seen his face.
He really wants to win. He just wants to win.
I've seen his face.
Bro, when you go into your brother's stream, it just seems stressful for him sometimes. But thank you, Happy Lines. It's a video broadcast, it does blur effect. Yeah, and 2, Red Unicorn hit it on the head. He nailed it right on the head. He says, I think that's tryharding and not sweating. Sweating is really not enjoying yourself at the game, stressing yourself, exhausting your body and mind. That's what sweat is. Tryharding is fine. I 100% agree with that. I want some disparity between the word sweating and trying hard and casual. Because I think you can try hard at a game and not sweat. Why are you sweating at a game? You can try hard, but is that sweating?
So let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. Remember you talking about what's the difference between being sweaty and being good? Someone like Ninja isn't sweaty anymore. He's just fucking nuts at the game. He's been playing it for God so damn long. When he plays Fortnite, he can carry his whole team on his back. Is that sweating or is he just good?
He's just good.
But that's what I'm saying. That I think that's the problem. Is like, it's hard. It's really hard to compare like who's sweaty or not, because Ninja won't let you get the win. He's gonna win, but he's not sweating either. He's just playing. He's like talking to chat and talking to his friends while they're doing like, oh, watch this 360 no scope, blow for the dub. It's like, bro, I can't even get the regular win.
When everyone says, that's the problem. Everyone, if you are playing good, is instantly sweating. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I want us to understand there is a difference. So what you're saying about Ninja, that's a difference. And if you keep saying he is sweating, then you're kind of wrong in that sense.
But it goes back to what Mo said. At one point, he had to sweat to get where he was at.
That's fact.
Fair enough.
That's fact.
But the fact that Ryan would say I was sweating, I'm not saying obviously he didn't say it, but when I said you're kind of sweaty.
But you're sweaty.
I just try hard.
You are a little sweaty.
No, I just try hard because I have fun. I try hard.
You know why I say you're sweaty? It's the comms. When I hear your comms, I'm like, this man sounds like he's trying to get sweaty now.
No, I'm trying hard.
Not in Battlefront. Battlefront, you sounded more relaxed than I've ever heard you sound. But when we're playing that Call of Duty, I can like feel it in you, like man, especially when you're dropping kills, you're getting pissed. I was like, man, my man's about to get sweaty in a minute.
If Dans has got like 8 kills and we're coming towards the final circle, yeah, Dance's voice changes.
Yeah, I'm trying hard, bro.
And I'm not even front of that. Like that is a natural. If I see my kill counter go above 10, I'm sitting there going, okay, I might have something here. And I do twinge it a little bit. I actually remember one time I got 19 kills and a win before I started recording. I didn't know how many kills I got until my friend turned around to me and was like, yo, Ryan, you're on 17 kills. What the fuck? And I was like, oh shit. My whole mentality went from I'm just fucking murking kids and having fun to, oh shit, we have to win. We have to win. And I played so passive. I played so passive.
That is not sweaty. You're just trying hard. But anyway, guys.
Yeah, I feel it.
Maybe we should discuss this on a different day.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna discuss this after the podcast, bro. I'm trying to get to the root of this. I need to get to the root of this.
Because I'm gonna come back swinging.
I'm about to listen to. I'm about to play some Modern Warfare after this. I'm not even gonna cap. I'm trying to sweat, bro. I ain't gonna cap. Like, I'm thinking about it. I'm like,
we can bang a trio. But
let's do some training, fam. We'll do private lobby, turn around 1, 2, 3, turn around, shoot. That's sweating, fam. Let's train. Let's find tips and tricks to improve our optimization. But
I've done it.
All right, okay, so moving on to our second topic of the podcast today. Third? Is it third? Would you say third?
Well, we talked
maybe.
about cheating,
okay, yeah.
And then I kind of
saw about cheating, and then so let's go to our third topic, right? So we're moving away from gaming, and we're going into.
I would say our fourth topic, actually.
Oh my days, fucking hell!
Fifth topic. If you think about it, it could be our fifth topic. If you think about the subtopics.
Yeah. If you consider the fact that for like 10 seconds we spoke about that other time that we did this, yeah,
my random questions, that might be added. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So we're going to our 16th segment of the podcast today, and we're going to talk about racial biases and overall what it's like growing up today. And this is something that I'm not going to have a lot of input in, just so everyone's aware of this. For obvious reasons, but we're going to talk about racial biases and what it's like today growing up as a young black person in a community from different sides of the world. Yes, Stans?
You can talk about the flip side. You can say if you've had.
I can give the flip side. Yeah, 100%. And I can give my perspective on what I used to think racism and stuff was, and how I view it now, definitely. But so yeah, overall, we're gonna make it a little bit more focused on these guys though. And what it's like growing up in America and in London. Is the stream sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends? One day, can you imagine? I would endorse the shit out of Raid Shadow Legends, fam. That stuff would be like Bible, fam. Like Bible.
I prefer to have Bevel.
But yeah, no, as I'm saying, like we're gonna talk about what it's like growing up in California and in London as young black people, and then my perspectives on race as well. So I don't know who wants to kick it off.
I'll let Sly go
lads. Rock, paper, scissors, yeah? Go on.
Do it.
So I'll call it. So you rock, paper, scissors, and you shoot. You shoot on shoot, okay?
Fuck, I hate
wait,
people do that
wait.
one. Goddamn, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, wait, hold on. Rock.
Rock,
Come on, guys.
Rock.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
shoot.
Okay.
What is that? Okay, you do it. Ready? Did I win? Who won?
Alright, ready.
You won.
Okay, let's do it one more time. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, okay, you won. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't think I've experienced it that much, or not that I can remember. I feel like I'm still technically young. I didn't go out too much in it, but obviously when you're younger, you don't actually know anything. You don't actually realize, you might not be aware of it. The one time I think I have done so was more recently. I think it was like last year, just the year before, when I was going for a job interview. It was one of them grad schemes where they have like a load of applicants. And I honestly felt that this hoe is racist. I was thinking, yo, like, they asked a question and I'm putting my hand up, I'm getting overlooked. Everyone else got the chance to answer, I still didn't get the chance to answer. Some people got to answer twice. I didn't get to answer. I was the only black guy there. And then I was literally the last person. And it's like, by then, because it's a question, so the answers are very limited. By then, everyone had said their piece, you know what I mean? So, and at that point I was thinking, yo, like, something is just not right here, because if I'm last, I'm last. If everyone gets the answer, someone has to be last. It's fair enough, but to allow some people to go twice is a bit like, that is weird, isn't it? But other than that, like, I don't know if I've had any racial bias, because yeah, you can be black or have a certain skin color, but I think there's more to a person as well that can sort of add to that stereotype. That's more than skin color. Skin color is the main factor, but I also think it's about how you carry yourself, some of your actions and stuff. Because more people, when they see me, you know the stereotype, oh, they see a young black man, they cross the road or something, or they get shook. Like, I don't think I've ever visually seen someone do that. Most people that see me are like, tend to smile at me or something like that, or tend to say, oh, you're a nice young lad or something like that. I get hella gal, I'm joking. But just, just the way
I get hella gal.
Just the way I carry myself, in a sense, like, I'm always more time smiling, my head's always up. I don't really see that racial bias in that sense. And even in uni, we live in quite a multicultural society, so it's like a black person ain't rare, or a person of color or ethnic minority is not rare. So I haven't personally seen it. I can see how it would affect, but this goes back to what we was talking about before. Like, I know the playing field, it shouldn't be like that, but the playing field is how it is. Like, the game is the game of life. Like, if I have an unfair advantage, I'm not gonna accept it and keep it like that. Obviously I want to accept it and I want to see change, but I can't complain, because complaining ain't doing nothing. And you know, they say like black people have to be 10 times better than their white counterparts to do anything. It's like, sit there and complaining about it, to me, is not going to do anything. Yes, we want change, and yes, you can advocate it, but it's not going to do anything. So I've sort of come to the mentality where if I look back at a scenario and think, was there some racial discrimination there, or was that person being racially biased? I don't know, because I can look at myself and be like, well, I could have been better. And it's not whether I should have been better, it's like, I could have been better. I even think back to that scenario I just said, I could have put my hand up first and been more eager. I don't particularly know. So me personally, oh my days. I guess he's calling me again for the 4th time, 5th.
All right,
anyway,
okay.
So it's just like, for me personally, I don't think I've experienced something like mad where I've been like, yo, that was racist. I'm not too sure.
What about?
I'll let Woozy speak and I'll think on it.
Wait, so like racial bias is a little bit different from racism. So racism is obviously someone like blatantly not liking you. Racial bias is more along the lines of like treating someone
different.
Yeah, treating
or
someone
like
different.
Favoritism
Yeah,
towards
giving favoritism. Like you, like even if and I'm gonna give you back the mic for a little bit because like even if not personally happened to you, have you ever seen it happen to someone else or like someone like around you, like you know, parents, friends, whatever, like, you know, somebody treat them differently than maybe they even treated you or treated other friends, and then you kind of like with no real reason why you treat them differently other than the skin color?
I can find many examples in my life where that's happened.
I'll say I know many examples. Sometimes I'm surprised when you say you've never seen it. I'm like, damn.
I probably have seen it. I probably have, but I can't really recall. And personally, I can't recall. So I know racial bias and racism are two. Well, racism is much bigger. It has much other things going for it. But
or like stereotyping. You seen somebody ever stereotype somebody?
I
suppose I have. Yeah, I just can't recall it. Like
I've even had
major. Go on.
You never even had like say there's like a group of you of like your black friends, and even you guys are stereotyping yourselves.
All right, cool. Now you've actually remember one scenario. We was at the park once, and the police come up to us. There's like 5 of us after school, all black, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like there's been some stabbings, blah blah blah." We're just like checking up, and a group of white kids walked past, and they didn't say nothing to them. Now, I could have been like, "Yo, like." Their group was bigger than ours. There was like 5 of us, all school kids in school uniform, chilling at the park. They had like this auditorium, and their kids was in like, I think there was like 11 of them, white kids, and they walked past, and they didn't say nothing to them. Now I could turn and say, "Yo, that was a bit dodgy," but now I think about it now, maybe they spoke to them already. I don't particularly know. these police were patrolling the park, so it was just like I don't particularly know if they had already been spoken to. So I can say, looking at it from face value as what I saw, yeah, that was a bit sketchy, but I don't know the full story. And in terms of like, say a group of us, we've been kicked out of cinemas before, but I don't think that was to do with race, because we were just loud and people were banging on stuff and stuff looked like it was about to get broken. So a lot of it, I don't
see. I can.
Do you always feel like you give the benefit of the doubt in situations like that? Do you feel like you always give the benefit of the doubt in situations like that?
Yeah, like unless I see something clear, black and white, and say, boom, that was racial bias, then I can't be ignorant to some other factors. So I have to maybe give benefit of the doubt. And that scenario about them when the police came to talk to us, right? I've never thought of it like how I just thought of it now. I was sort of it, yo, that's weird. They chat to us, but they didn't chat to them. But at the same time, we were sat in one location. They may have spoken to them before. I don't know.
But did they come directly to you? In that instance,
we were in the park. The park was massive.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you spotted them, were they on their way literally just to you guys?
I think they were just patrolling and they just saw us and then they came over. There was no one else around in this little area. It was a wide area, but there was no one else around. And whilst they were talking to us, these white kids walked past and whatever.
Okay.
And it was like, yo, but it's like they're talking to us. They're not gonna suddenly talk to 2 groups at once. Maybe they spoke to them already before in the park. I don't know. Like,
so is it fair to say that racial bias isn't obvious either?
It's not obvious, but
I'm not trying to convince you that story is racially biased because I don't know. But I just wonder. I'm just like this, like asking the question. Do you like, you know, you said there's like no obvious reasons, but it's like. Racial bias is never really, at least in my personal life, is never obvious. It's like underhanded.
It's never. No one's actually sat down and gone, "There's a group of black kids. We're gonna go and search them." Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously that happens. Don't get me wrong, but like, I think the point is that you can, in my mind, I don't know, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I've seen instances where a group of black guys have specifically not been able to do something for no good reason. So then you sit there and you go like, but you're letting other people do it. What's the difference between these people? these guys are white, these guys are black. And I've openly seen that. And it's been like, well, but I don't get it. And it's not because the person sat down and gone, oh, they're black, we're not going to let them in. Sometimes that happens, but like just in general, like it's picking instances where the only difference is really that the color of someone's skin.
Well, like even something like as far as like rules they'll give. Like I said, I don't know about the club scene where you guys are at, but like in America, the big like, and it's kind of fucked up when you think about it, but like the big like standard of the big standard of like dress code, like this thing called dress code. But when you see like, and that's the thing, like, so like dress code isn't racially biased inherently, but when you see, okay, the dress code is no jerseys, no sneakers, no baggy jeans, no sportswear like Nike and stuff like that. It's like, well, who are you really, you know, like, yeah, you're saying not these things, but what group of people really wear stuff like that? You get me? And like that's when racial bias like kicks into my head, because like inherently what they're doing isn't racist, but it's like, you know who you're making the rules to stop to come in.
Like in terms of that, I don't know, maybe UK is just slightly bit different. Maybe it's a bit more underhanded in UK. It's less noticeable, but in terms of like clubs, Ryan's obviously had an experience. I don't remember ever having an experience where it's like, these guys are not letting me in because X, Y, and Z. I mean, I've bargained with some. I've not been allowed entry, and I've bargained with people. They've allowed me in the end.
I can't lie though, Dan. There's been times that I even remember going to a club, going to Liquid with you, and they wouldn't let you in, and they said that you were too drunk.
No, that was because the one time they didn't let me in was because they changed some rule, and they were like, people from outside the uni can't come in, and I think that's when I was with Lauren. That's probably the only times I remember not being able to get in. Was it that?
I remember the Lauren one. I thought there was another one where, like, they actually
that time
they didn't let you in.
No. Because normally, unless I fall it off, I'm quite composed. I'll be able to get in. That one time I did fall off. I actually got in, but the only time they didn't allow me is when they changed the rule all of a sudden. And obviously, I was dumb. I forgot to tell them I'm in Brunel in it, and then I finally did, and they let me in. I was able to get.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Calm. No worries. Sorry. So, go on, Woozy. What about you?
I mean, like I said, I've seen racial bias on every scale, honestly. Like, because like everybody in the chat saying, it's not only like black people. I've seen racial bias like in multiple scenarios. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna speak from my own point of view. Obviously, like I said, applying for jobs with my name being a jar. They're like, I don't know who the fuck that is, and like dead ass like getting my application like tossed to the side off rip like that. Like just seeing that I have to go the extra mile when someone whose name is fucking Jared doesn't have to go the extra mile. You know, obviously that's
applying for places. Sorry.
Yeah, applying for jobs.
And you can say that's racially motivated.
Well, you know, it's an actual, like, it's a fact.
Yeah, it's actual fact.
If your employer struggles to say your name, so basically, if it's an African name, or a Caribbean, or anything that's not a white original name, a lot of the time, then they're not going to even look at it. That is a genuine fact.
And I'm willing to say 100% that's the case, because, like I said, even my last job at Save Mart, literally the only reason I got the job is because I went into Save Mart and told them who I was. Because if not, I applied to Save Mart 3 times. 3 different locations. The 2 other locations, bum places, bro. Like they should have just hired me because they had nobody. We'll get back to you, blah blah, whatever. Calling them. So the 3rd time I was like, no, I'm gonna go the fuck in and like talk to him. Like, okay, my name's Jar. I fucking put the application in, blah blah. And that was the only one I got. And like, to me, it's like, obviously my name, like you say, you look at a list of names, you see Sarah, Juan, Jared, Devin, all that stuff, and you see Najara, you can't even say my name. You look at the list like, okay, well, we're not gonna pick Najara. And it's not like consciously like I'm not picking Najara. It's like, I don't know who the fuck that is, so I'm gonna go to the one. It's like you're choosing between Najara or Chad. Well, I got a friend named Chad, and Chad's a real cool dude, so I'm gonna choose Chad. If that makes any sense.
And it's not like they've sat down and gone, this guy's black, I'm not gonna pick him.
Yeah.
You know, it's a point of they've read your name and they've gone, I have no connection to that.
And I've also got that a lot. I've also gotten that by like where I live. Like I live on the east side of town, which is like a little bit. It's not the worst side of town, but it's not the best side of town. So even stuff like that, like they'll see your name, what the side of town you live on. They're like, it's probably a delinquent. It's like, wait, what? Like, and granted, that's not what they're saying, but it's like people always assume all the time like that. I've went through like some kind of like. So I get like two sides of it. When they meet me, they think I'm a church boy, but based on like my schools and all the stuff, like the areas I went to, it's like I don't know about them. So it's like, oh yeah, I went to this school. You went to that school? Yeah, but my high school is this. And then the high school is like a rich high school. Like Bullard was like the school I went to. It was like one of the, like the preppier high schools. But like some of the little elementary schools and middle schools and stuff like that, they're like, ooh, you're over there. And then they give you the story. And like I said, it's one of those things like you got to like read between the lines. They're not saying that this area is bad, but they're like, oh yeah, I heard there was hella shootings over there. So like stuff like that, like.
So they've instantly made a decision before they've even made a decision a lot of the time.
And that's the thing I'm saying. Like racial bias is not like pinpoint. It's more like read between the lines. Like some of the shit they say, like when they're like, oh, like you meet them and they talk to you, and then everybody's heard the line who's like of color. I got a cousin who's black or something like that. I had a cousin who's Mexican. It's like,
I've got, yeah. In the UK, a big one is I've got most of my friends are black.
It's like,
and stuff like that. Oh, actually no, it's I have a black friend.
Yeah.
Like that's people who have like singular or maybe a couple black friends who don't really understand what it means to say like I have black friends. Like it's different. They see it as like a point of like I have a black friend. Like
my favorite.
I've never had that, but what I've had is go on.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah. Firstly, happy lines, yeah. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't worry, fam. This is about education, man. I'll ask what you want. As Deja said, it's in a respectful manner. But the one I get often is when I'm coming back from a night out, and someone will come up to me, and they'll be like, they'll see that I'm black, and they will be like, oh yeah, I like this rapper, or they'll say, oh yeah, I listen to this guy, he's really cool, and it's always a black person. But to me, I don't find offense to that or anything. That's them trying to find some sort of
connection, yeah. And they don't understand.
But I'm not. That's what I'm saying. It's not racist. It's racial bias. It's like you think you can understand me by saying something you think is black.
Why did Nightbot time out Deja?
Oh, for
spamming emotes. Oh, you have the emote spam on? Dang, got banned.
I don't know. Did she got?
She got timed out. She got timed out.
Hey, Uzi, you might have to change that. Oh,
she's right there. Oh, she got timed out for 5 seconds for spamming emotes. When you put the.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I never seen that happen before.
We'll change it. We'll change it. It's no problem.
Yeah. Okay. But
yeah, go on, Uzi.
What was I saying?
You talk about relating to people.
Yeah, like I was like, it's like I said, it's not inherently racist, but like I said, it's racial bias. Red Unicorn 2?
It's because he spammed like 5 of them in a row.
Hey, I'm Nightbot tripping, but we might have to sack him.
Bro, I thought you got the fucking intern in here. He wildin'. Nightbot wildin'.
Wildin' that.
Okay, what are emotes?
The emojis. But it was funny because so like you said, we got the situation where it's like, oh, I got a friend that's black, or blah blah blah, or like my I think honestly I go front. My favorite one is when people are like, oh yeah, my daughter dates a black guy. I'm like,
have you been actually experienced someone say that to you?
I'm telling you real stories. Yeah, I hear that shit all the time.
Guys, I lagged out. I lagged out. Sorry. What did you say? When people say,
oh, when people say my the fuck did I say? Oh, my daughter dates a black guy.
oh fuck, I've never heard that.
Oh, that's my favorite one, cause like, okay, I don't give a.
Well, like, so what relevance is that to you? Like,
exactly.
I'm happy that your daughter's dating a black guy. Like, good job. Like, what do you want to say to that?
She ain't got back from.
But like I said, she's sort of like it's like it's in an effort to be like to let you know, like, I'm cool with black people because I let my daughter date him, so it's like, yeah, we're cool. And it's like,
maybe America's different, fam, because I've never heard that. I've never even heard someone. I don't think I've ever heard someone say, "Oh yeah, my friend's black."
That's my favorite one.
I never heard that.
He said, "Oh, Ponce, I hear I'm not racist. My nanny is Mexican." See, shit like that, like I said. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I can't front on the fact that, like, when explaining my views on racial bias and racism as a whole, I do say, like, I have a lot of black friends who have explained X, Y, and Z. Like, I'm not saying it as like
racist,
no, but like people say it to kind of dignify where they are, and they see it as like an achievement. That's what people are doing when they're saying, I have a black friend, or I'm not racist, I know X, Y, Z, or something like that. They're seeing it as almost like a clarification to themselves that therefore makes them not racist.
I feel like there's a better way of saying you're not racist than saying you associate
100%.
with black people.
No, 100%. I completely agree with you, but I'm saying that is what people. That's why they say it.
Yeah, I get why they say it. I definitely understand.
But like, the best way to show you're not racist is don't be fucking racist.
But I'll also say this. I feel like just because you have black friends doesn't mean you're not racist either. Because if your black friend is a fucking coon who likes voting for Trump, well, fuck him. He's racist too. What the fuck? Yeah, you might. Yeah, he's black. Fuck, he's racist too. What the hell?
That black friend can't be Uncle Ruckus for that.
That's what I'm saying. Your black friend's fucking Uncle Ruckus and the dude who cries when Trump gets into office and shit like that. Like,
100%.
No, yeah,
100%.
You found the one black guy that agrees with you, and you're like, yeah, I have hella black friends. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but 100%. And it's a mixture of naivety and just fucking stupidity, in my opinion, a lot of the time. But like, I think what it comes down to is the way to educate people on racial bias is to understand firstly what it is. I think a lot of people don't understand what it is to have or to show racial bias. I don't know if you guys agree.
I'll say this. I feel like you can't truly educate someone on racial bias. It's like a journey with yourself, if it makes any sense. So like, for a long time I had a racial bias with like Hispanics because I live in California. And like I said, until you go to the journey yourself about learning about the culture, you'll for sure always have like because like I said, being young and just going based off what you hear, you're like, oh, Mexico sounds like a shitty place to live. Like, oh my god, like all this other stuff like that. And then like learning about Mexican cuisine and actually learning about like Mexico is like, Mexico's actually low key lit, bro. Like they have like a whole system. Like they have the place where you like, it's like a whole like community that's like low key sounds better than America sometimes. I'm like, damn. But like I said, it's one of those things where like if someone told me that, I'd be like, man, fuck out my face, bro. I'm not trying to hear you.
Yeah, I can appreciate that, but then on a wider scale, do you think that so particularly in the UK, you're not educated about anything to do with any type of black history at all, apart from slavery, and even then, you're not really told about it in any depth. Yeah. You know, and I think that educating people on because you're not born racist or you're not born with any of these racial biases or anything like that. You don't understand it, you don't really grasp it, you don't see it, you don't feel it, it's nothing to you. you're brought up to have a mindset to interpret life to be a particular way, and either be racist or not racist, or have racial bias or not. So in my mind, ultimately, it comes down to education and understanding it. Because I understand fully that you guys both have a completely different culture to each other and to me. And it's because of where you're from. Like, you're
in... Pop-Tarts, man. Who eats Pop-Tarts, man? Oh, Hot Pockets. What the hell are those, man?
But that's what I mean. Like Woozy's in Cali, and he's a young black man in California. Dance is a young black man in East London. I grew up in Essex. I only knew 3 black people in my school until I moved to uni. I had no idea about a lot of black culture, or even understanding that the level of density was going to be to a point where at my university I think there was even less white kids than there were any other race. I don't know about that, Dance.
Sorry, say that again. Sorry.
In terms of the culture at Brunel, it was highly diverse, like crazy diverse. I think there was less white kids than there was other races, in my opinion. I didn't see that many white kids, fam. There were a lot of Asian.
Racial, but it was very multicultural.
Hugely multicultural. And I think like that was huge for my learning experience, and like, because I don't care what color anyone is, you know, like, I understand it. I completely get like that's a huge prejudice on a lot of people's lives. But just as like a white guy who's cool with everyone, I'm cool with everyone, so I'm not bothered by it. But I think it took until I really like got to know my close friends and understand where they were and how it affected their lives, that kind of changed my perspective on a lot of things.
Yeah, and I definitely get...
Community, I was cautious. They seem too nice. Lol.
I definitely get what you're saying. Like I'm not saying that you shouldn't teach people to not agree with racial bias, but like I said, it's still a personal journey, because at the end of the day, yeah, if we're at school teaching to be against racial bias, you're still going home to a racially biased family. So what's ultimately going to take over? I mean, granted, don't get me wrong, you're at school for X amount of hours a day, but if your mom is like, don't hang out with little Tyrone because don't hang out with little Tyrone because he not the best kid on the block, but you should stick, you know, or like, where people are like, oh, the famous one, you should keep your nose clean, don't hang out with this kid, keep your nose clean. It's like, we fucking go to the same school and we see each other all day. What the fuck is he doing different that I'm doing? Stuff like that is like, that's why I said, like, it becomes a personal journey, because your mom, low key, like I said, your family is keeping you in that mindset. You're like you said, you're hanging out with Tyrone and the different kids like that, but your mom's like, nah, you can't hang out. He not one. I saw him, and they say stupid, like I said, the little stuff. Like I was explaining to Deja the other day, like I had the you know, when your eyes, like, you know, you gotta just wake up one day and be like, okay, some people are racist, but some people are racist and racially biased, but it's not it's not in the sense of like, oh, you're like doing wrong. It's like you just don't understand. Like my friends, like I was telling her, like my ex-girlfriend was a little bit darker complected, and my friend's mom was like, oh, your girlfriend's ugly. I'm like, you're wild. My fucking
Where's your friend's mom from?
She's Mexican. And she's like, damn. She's like, your girlfriend is ugly. And I'm like, how is she ugly? I don't know. I was looking at, she was just a little ugly little thing. I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, she was bad. You crazy. Like, universally bad, bro. Like, the only thing was that she was darker. Like, and then she like, you know, then she was like, oh, my daughter's beautiful, blah, 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 stuff like that. And I'm like, cause she's what, lighter complected with curly hair? Like that's why I'm like, stuff like that. I'm like,
okay, in a sense.
And this is the one who had this is a woman who had babies with black people and is currently dating a black man. So it's like, it's deeper than just who you're around and it's your like mentality.
I've seen that. That's like colorism and all that, innit? Like, just it's prominent in Jamaica. Obviously, I'm half quarter. My mom's side's from Jamaica, and that was heavy in colorism, whereby your the lighter you are, the more pretty you are. If you're dark, you're ugly. Simple as. Moms will have kids and be calling their kids ugly because they're dark. And I feel like that was a big issue in when I grew up as well. Maybe I have seen it. Yeah, I'm just being stupid. That was a big issue in that sense of I just couldn't think, man. Whereby
Well, you know,
darker girls were always called even the guys, to be honest, were called blick or
Colorism.
they would take that's colorism. So that's why I didn't want to say it's racial bias in a sense, because more time that was happening by black people themselves, you know what I mean, or people of the same,
But I
of the
mean,
same
that's
race. So it's not.
yeah.
Is that racial bias?
It stems from it.
It stems from it, yeah.
'Cause like you say, the closer you are to white skin, the better, basically. You get me?
Like,
because you know, like there's
the
like
thing is about
Spaniards and Mexicans. They're like people try to feel like Spaniards are better, but it's like it doesn't really matter.
I don't know. Maybe it's my new mentality or something. Like, I just
You don't see it.
I'm not saying it doesn't exist, man. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Like, don't say I'm not ignorant in that fact. And maybe in the UK it's a little bit different. And for me, as who I am, it's been a bit different. It definitely does exist. But I guess this is now looking at the benefit of the doubt and stuff. And is that really the case? And most people
I think if you lived outside of London, bro, your experience would be
if I lived
500
outside, it would be
times different.
100%.
I mean, like you have a community around you where I would say about like 40% of the people around you are going to be black, right? In East London.
I don't know. East London's very like a lot of little Asian people here as well. I think it's quite diverse.
Even let's call it that. Let's call it 20%, right? Of the people around you are going to be black. Okay.
Yeah.
I shit you not. An hour outside of London, you would be the only black person there.
Oh yeah. I 100% know that. That's why I can never be ignorant to the fact that
exactly. So like, it's very, very, very different and intense. Like outside of London in terms of the racial bias and abuse and.
Bro, I'm 100%. That's what I'm saying. Me personally, I don't know. But I wanted to ask you guys, have you lot it sounds weird, but have you lot in your experience, it was mainly to Woozy, I guess, but Ryan can answer. Have you seen any benefits to racial bias?
Benefits?
I'll give you an example, right? They say, oh, black people are more violent or something. They don't cross the road or something. I rarely get troubled. I don't know if that's because I'm black. I'm not no thug. I don't walk with a bop. I ain't got no low batty. I walk normally. And no one's ever troubled me. Some people would take my opinion a bit more stronger than usual. I don't know if that's because I'm black. I don't know. Maybe they think I'm more violent. They give me a little bit more respect. But
it's like a double negative. That makes sense.
A double negative. Fair enough.
So it's like it's a negative, but because that negative is so strong, it's like obviously if I get mad, obviously a white person's gonna get more nervous than if his white counterpart gets mad at him. But then like I said, it's a double negative. Like, you know, whoa, calm down. I don't want you to get angry now. It's like, bro, relax. Yeah, exactly. It's like
I can't even front on that though. Like, I'm quite a tall, like broadish white guy. I people don't fuck with me though. If I'm walking and I'm like straight faced, people aren't gonna fuck with me. But then I live with like a fucking scrawny, nerdy white don. Bro, he's been mugged like 3 times. Like, and then, like
I feel like there's
sometimes I used to wear my purple hat, my purple scarf, my purple thing. Like, I was looking like a right mess. And like, no one bothered me. And fair enough, I did more time wear a big puffer and it made me look massive and shit. But I don't know if that's because of racial bias. Maybe they're too scared to approach me. Be like,
just one point, by the way. Sorry to go back on this, but I saw SoCal say that colorism exists in the Asian community too. Like, I remember watching about how it's huge in the Asian community though. Like, it used to be like Asian girls used to literally want to be white and be pale and all of this stuff. So I can totally see that. You know, obviously I've not experienced it, but I wanted to note that we're aware of that too.
Well, I remember I did the education like about like the different races of Asian, because you know people always forget that even Indians are Asian. So it's like, you know, there's like the Asian community. There's like different shades. Like, you know, there's the Cambodians. There's what's the Cantonese, like stuff like that. Like all these different Asians. So it's like certain ones get treated better based on their skin color and their natural skin color. And like I said, like that's the thing I say is all the time. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, like when you think racism, you think like black and white, because that's like the biggest in your face and the biggest like injustice. But it also, like, when you hear the stories of like an Indian family where like they get so happy they have a light skinned daughter because she's most likely gonna get married versus her darker sisters and stuff like that. It's like damn. It, like I said, it's really like mentally ingrained like in everywhere. Like you said, he said Jamaica, I'm in America, Asia. Anytime there's someone, like I said, even in the Hispanic countries, if you're lighter complected, you're looked as the prize, especially if you have like eyes closer to like a white person where like blue or colored. Oh yeah, she's the prize. She's the prize right there.
That's actually facts, because I've seen mixed race girls who have like blue or green eyes, and everyone's like fucking losing their shit.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they are incredibly pretty, but like I'm talking in as a whole, like people are losing their shit kind of thing. Like, they wouldn't normally react that way.
I've noticed, ain't it? It's someone I like Naruto and shit, so you know I like weird eyes, I like Shaq. Bro, when I see girls with the mad colored eyes, it doesn't actually do anything for me. I can't
like
even lie.
If
they got like a nice green or something, it's like
I prefer a brown-eyed person. Like if you got Hazel,
like
Hazel.
No, 100%.
Hazel peak.
I'm not saying that like we should agree with that. I'm just saying that I've seen that happen and people have lost their fucking shit. Like,
hey, that's a good point. What did Soka say again? In America, as a cop, I wouldn't even dare to look at a black person because of this cancel culture that exists on the internet, not relating to stuff that happened with Floyd. I don't know what it means. I don't know. Bro, I can't even lie.
You sound
you
sound uneducated. I'll say that. He doesn't know if he sounds racist. I say you sound uneducated.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cops don't get canceled for doing anything to black people at all.
That's true. That's true.
That's like at all. They
like,
get pardoned.
Cause like you said, the dude who did Floyd, the cops who killed George Floyd didn't even get charged with anything. And then I think like I said, even if we talk about George Floyd, I can't remember.
Breonna Taylor.
Is it Breonna? I'm trying to remember the one. I'm trying to remember a specific. I can't remember the name of the woman who got shot in her apartment.
That was Breonna Taylor. She was in her bed.
Yeah. Okay. That's the thing. Did you hear what they charged him with? They charged him with shooting at the neighbor. They're like, no, we're not gonna give them the thing, but we'll charge them because they shot at the neighbor, and blah blah blah. I'm like, so they went to the person's house, killed her, and we're not gonna charge you for that, but we're gonna charge you with shooting through the walls and possibly hurting the neighbor. And like, that's what I'm saying. Like when you say like, you know, I could imagine looking at a black person when you're a cop. That's like the ultimate situation you want to be in as a cop. You can do anything to the black people. You don't want to mess with the white people.
Bro, I swear that guy who tried to storm the Capitol, there was one black guy there.
The only black guy they charged.
Yeah, he's being held, fam. The rest of them all got like bail or like,
bro.
Whatever, he's the only one being.
You saw the girl. The girl. They had the little girl who broke into the Pelosi's office, stole her laptop, and tried to sell it to Russians. And they gave her up to her mom. Oh, yeah. You're like, you know, you just go with your mom. You're a kid. It's like a dude of the same age, bro. Like they're talking about, nah, we gotta charge you. And then remember the guy who had the zip ties? He had the zip ties. They're talking about we're not gonna charge him because he respected law enforcement. He had hella guns.
Explain that. What's up with the zip ties?
So there was a big picture. So he stormed the Capitol. He got into the main room, and in the main room he had a bunch of zip ties in his hand, like to keep people hostage, which then goes from storming the Capitol to like a terrorist situation, like treason, like you're trying to like do something against the nation. But they said because he respected, so they were gonna charge him for it, but they didn't. And they went to his house, found all these crazy amounts of guns and all this other stuff. But they said they're not gonna charge him because he respected law enforcement. But the black guy, they're trying to charge him with like some egregious ass charges, and it's like, bruh, he didn't even get in. I remember he like just helped storm, and I was like, and that's what they were making the joke. They're like, yeah, not everybody could do the same thing. Like,
It's ridiculous.
Hey Ryan, I want to ask, is that shit like is it like that in the UK? Because to me, America just seems way more extreme. I'm not saying the UK is not racist.
it definitely is.
Well, America's more extreme because everything is televised, and also as well, like the extent that America can go to is much higher than what we can, and that's because of our democracy and also our news channels and things like that. Like, did you not see, like, there was one circulating like 2 weeks ago or something where a black guy got killed by the UK cops, but it didn't go anywhere near where it needed to go, and it wasn't as big as a story as anything that happens in America, because in America it's much more brutal, because a cop can walk up to you and shoot you, you're dead. Like in the UK, it's not that brutal a lot of the time. Like, don't get me wrong, it is incredibly brutal in any case, but like it's not going to reach top headlines because it's suppressed, and because of the way our justice system works, they're not going to shine a light on, like, they have no need to shine a light on that.
But
at all.
I don't even like.
And
I don't know. I think if you're also as well, the numbers are completely different. The numbers are completely different.
To Mark Duggan, what happened to the man that shot him? There was one guy who got killed by police.
I don't think anything.
Yeah, people rioted from people out there getting their TVs, people out there rioting, getting their rights.
Well, you know, actually, the fucking, who was the Tottenham supporter? There was a black Tottenham supporter who got killed outside the stadium by someone, and nothing happened, and people lost their shit. But I'm just saying, like, in general, in the UK, if anyone tells you that the racism in the UK is less, they're fucking wrong. UK racism is huge. It's ridiculous.
In the face like America.
It's just, yeah, exactly.
It's
like, it's just
at all. Like, you look at America, you're thinking that is wild.
And honestly,
maybe Ryan's right with your news channels. Something.
And I think as well, like a different point on this is, in America, if you're rioting and things like that, like they have like 50 fucking news channels and helicopters and all this shit that are televising everything that is happening. If you're in the UK, bro, they're not you might have the BBC on it. Like, I don't know about you, I don't know any other news channels really in the UK. Like, you might have ITV,
Sky News, I guess.
Sky, but then like, as a UK citizen, honestly, I look to Twitter a lot of the time. I don't give a fuck about like the actual news that comes across my TV.
Shout out to France, they write for black people, by the way.
Right, when France don't like
France goes in, bro.
Go in.
I actually want to.
And we taking photos as well for Insta while they're doing it.
Yeah. I think it's the racism in the UK is astronomical, and don't ever think that it's not, because it's huge. It's huge. Like, I remember when like the first black kid came to my primary school and he was from Zimbabwe. Bro, people looked at him like he was a fucking alien. You know, and I don't mean that to be like he did nothing apart from be from Zimbabwe, bro. Like, and that was it. And that was a British colony at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, genuinely, people were like, "So can he like run fast?" And I shit you not, bro. This guy, he's a big boy. And they were like, "Can he run fast? He must be able to run fast." And you're sitting there, and you're like, "Are people all right?" You know, and it's not the big racism; it's casual racism that is the constant. You know,
that's the thing. I remember I had this conversation too about. I mean, so there's a difference between racism. So like the big thing that's going on in America, like people were like, people think the problem is racism, and I know I'm gonna sound kind of crazy. I really don't care about racism, because racism will never truly ever be gone. It's about white supremacy that really bothers me. So when I say that, I say it like this: I don't have a problem if you don't like black people. The problem is black people are the most incarcerated in the nation. The problem is when something happens to a black person, it's not the equal reaction of what happened to a white person. Like, that's the problem that I have. It's not, I mean, granted, like I said, obviously racism bothers me, but when you understand human behavior, you know it's really not gonna go away as long as people have these biases in their heart. But the problem is when the law supports it, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like
that's the case everywhere.
Yeah, because like you think about it, you get a black person getting charged, you get charged by your peers, but it's a black guy with an all-white trial. It's like, well, of course I'm not gonna understand anything this man's going through, and stuff like that. Like, and they're like, it's stuff like that where it's like, that's where I have the issue. It's like you see the videos, it's like, okay, there's like the white guy who's like, I got a knife, I'm gonna kill you, and charging the police with a knife, and he doesn't get shot, he gets tased. And the black guy who's in the car, like, what am I getting arrested for? Get out the fucking car! Get out the car! What am I getting arrested for?
Who the fuck was that white guy who had a fucking AR?
Yeah.
And was walking down the road.
He shot
and he
people.
got out on bail. And he got out on bail or some shit, didn't he?
Yeah.
Bro, there was
insanity.
Them two that Dylan you who done the massacre thing, and they were feeding him McDonald's and stuff, like treating him good and shit. Like, he just walked into a church and murked bare man, and they're treating him. But I 100% agree with it. I don't think racism is gonna go away. It's not like it bothers me too tough. If people are uneducated, uneducated. If people have their biases. I think it all comes down to education. But like Uzi said, when it comes down to the point where cops are doing all this madness or it's this blatant, that's when it's a bit like, yo.
Yeah, like
it's wild.
For lack of a better term, when you cock blocking me, trying to be successful as a human being, that's the problem for me. Because like I'm trying to like you said, I'm trying to start a business and stuff like that. It's statistically proven that it's harder for a black business to get a loan than it is for a person of the same business who's white. So it's like stuff like that. It's like, well, now what's the problem? Because like, bruh, I'm just trying to start a business, and you're like, nah, I can't give it to you because black people don't pay back their loans. It's like, why is race a thing? Like, I get it, it's a thing, but it's like, if I have the money and I have the means to pay back my loan, I'm gonna pay back my loan.
Yeah, but then that even comes into a point of like the problem isn't the color of the people. The problem is the education and the welfare of the people in that place.
Yeah.
So I've told this to you guys before, but just for the stream, like in the UK, Glasgow used to be the highest stabbing rate in the UK and the most dangerous city in the UK. And to reform it, because Glasgow is predominantly white, and I mean like hugely white, they didn't do anything against knife crime directly. They invested in education against knife crime, which dramatically changed the youth of that city to the point where they don't have the highest knife crime in the UK anymore. It was actually voted like the best city to live in or some shit. Whilst you put that into respect in London, knife crime was high, and they knew it was black people who were in a poor area, and they treated it differently because they didn't invest in that area and didn't invest in education. They actually invested in increasing the knife crime penalty rather than education to decrease knife crime. So that was just direct favoritism.
Exactly.
That never works, fam. The increasing penalties don't work, fam.
Exactly,
well, no, that's the thing. It doesn't work.
Irish.
They had a proven method, though, Dance. Like, they had a proven method of how to resolve the issue, and they went against it and did the other thing.
Well, like I said, it's
trying to try and find a reason other than this was a predominantly black area.
Because, like I said, they refuse, and like I said, it's that's at that point, like I said, it is racism, but it's further than racism. It's white supremacy. It's like, okay, our white people, we don't want to lock them up. We want to see them succeed. For black people, it's like they're saying the same thing, but it's like, but instead of giving us education, it's like, no, we're just gonna make it harder if you do get locked up to do anything. Well, just like, and that's what someone. So I remember there, everybody's talking about MLK because MLK Day was recently. He was talking about, the famous statement, pull, black people need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and blah blah blah. And that's people's favorite line to use. Terrible line, favorite line to use. Even Martin Luther King said, he's like, how you gonna tell a bootless man to pull himself up by his bootstraps? Like, you didn't even give him boots, and that's like the biggest thing is like you want to tell somebody, you know, you're a black man and you want a handout, go get it. I've been trying to go get it.
I honestly, right, I don't agree with that statement because but I do feel there's much more that I would talk about black people for now that black people can do to help themselves, and I feel like we more time are bickering and arguing amongst ourselves as well as trying to get equality and all that it doesn't help. So that's when the conversation of colorism comes in, because more time colorism is what in my experience what I've seen is literally just to do with the black community and people of color in sense anyway. So it's like you're bickering amongst yourselves. Well, we're bickering amongst ourselves, and I don't think that helps because there's more pressing and more important issues at hand. And like, I mean, the best way to take an enemy is like divide and conquer. So if we're all divided ourselves, like it's not gonna work. So I feel like there is a point where we can not say pull up our boots because we ain't got no boots, but do something together and uplift ourselves in a way. And I think that is very, very possible, whether that's supporting each other or not supporting certain things, like and building and creating our own stuff. I'm not gonna say that's the be all end all or that's the solution. I'm not gonna say we still don't need help, but I just think there's a lot more that can be done, and I don't know if people are particularly doing that.
I will say this too, and I'm not gonna go too deep into it because I gotta probably educate myself a little bit more before I make too crazy of a statement. But I'll even say stuff like this, like what Viva said. You know, in Glasgow they did the education in one area and they did the legislation change in another area. One was proven to work, but they still didn't give a fuck.
Yep.
So the biggest thing in America is welfare, whether that be food stamps, Section 8, unemployment, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It helps, but it's like a double-edged sword. It hinders. Yeah, you can get food stamps, which is just food, you know, food stipends to give food for your family. But if you work a decent job, your food stamps goes from $200 to $300 a month to $18 a month. So it's like, yeah, so it's like that's the problem for me. Okay, you say you want to help, but I was like, okay, we're gonna, you know, food stamps. You know, we're struggling to buy food, so if you can give us food stamps, so we can work and also not worry as heavily on our food, so we can invest it more into our families. That's what's up. But it's like to go from $300 to $18. It's like, what do you? And you're working a minimum wage job. It's not like I'm working like. It's not like if you're working a regular job. It's like you're working a minimum wage job, like the bare minimum. It's like, well, I'd rather take the $300 in food and feed my family than go get the job. Basically, same thing with like Section 8. It's like Section 8 is a housing where so you can have housing, affordable housing, especially in California because it's fucking egregious. The minute you work, like if you don't work, your rent's like $25, something stupid like that, something crazy. The minute you work, it goes from $25 to like $200, which is still a little bit, but that's a big, you know, that's a big disparity.
It's a big jump to somebody who hasn't got a job. Like,
yeah,
that depends on how much you earn, or as long as you have a job, it just goes down.
I think it is depending on your earn, but if you make over like $20,000 a year, you don't get Section 8 no more or something like that. Which isn't a lot of money at all.
They're there to help you when you got nothing, but as soon as you get a little something, they cut that support, and you're basically back in slavery.
You're back in the same. You're back in the rat race, and that's my thing. Is like you say you're offering these programs to help people, but you're really just helping people stay where they're at. If it makes any sense, like because you got the option: do I not work and get the money for free, or do I go to work and basically gonna be struggling nonetheless? So it's like.
That's why I don't like when, especially people say, "Oh," I think a lot of people who are against all of this, like uplifting black people, think that we want to be on top. I don't want to be on top. We just want equal treatment. We want to be at the same level, fam. That's it. It's like
I
So,
can't.
yeah,
I can't even front that sentence fucks me off.
It's dumb, innit? Like,
When
we're
like
not
people
trying
are
to do anything, bro.
exactly like, and people see the statement of Black Power as like black overruling, and I can't. I can't even fathom that. Like, don't get me wrong. Maybe there is a
Colonizer mindset, fam. They have to be the one colonizing, fam.
no, but like that. Maybe there is a segment of black people, and you guys can honestly just outright me here. Maybe there's a segment of black people who want that, or might think that to have like the utmost power and to overrule everything.
Might be Dr.
Okay, I'll say this. I do know people who do say that, but a lot of times it's also based in a different way. Like I remember somebody said this. He's like, every black person I ever met has had a gentle, kind soul. Like even some of the people who are like gangbangers, like they, like you said, no one's born out the moon a gangbanger. Everybody had, like I said, he's like, most black people actually care about the welfare of everyone. Like you see, even when black people, like when there's like marches and stuff like that, black people will march for everybody when no one else is marching for them. And he was like, so with that philosophy, he's like, I feel like it'd be better if black people were in power anyway, because black people will give a fuck about everybody else. Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
that's a mindset change.
But I also told him, I said, but that's different because it's in a vacuum. So I said, I don't know if that's true. Obviously, I like to believe that word. I mean, I would prefer it to be that way, obviously, being biased, but it's like you said, if the roles were switched, would it work the same? Who knows?
I was thinking that last year. I was thinking most black people that I know seem to be nice people, very accepting, very much like whatever. And one of the biggest things, right? You know, when you go into your parents, you know, you bringing a girl home to your parents, like you hear about, especially the Middle Eastern countries, say like, what's that country place? What's that place? Not Turkey, somewhere near there. But you always hear that their parents are racist, and you are not entering their home. Now, Armenia? I feel with black people, Is
it Armenia?
It might be Saudi if it's a UK.
No, not Saudi. Armenia is closer.
Well, anyway, irrespective. Go on.
Well, you hear them stories like you're not stepping in their house, and I've known people who say one of my neighbors dated an Asian, like an Indian Asian, and he was not allowed to go to their yard, and it's like they're literally preventing him because he is black, of course. So when I talk to my parents or friends' parents, they are very accepting of others, if you know what I mean. Like, as long as you're happy in a sense, they are much. And so going on to Ruzi's point, I feel like I thought about, yeah, if black people on top, I think it would just be not better, not like I want to be on top, but in terms of the way stuff are handled, I do think
it would be better.
It would probably be a bit better, because from my experience, the black people I know, they are very accepting of everyone. Like, my mom always said she don't care what type of girl I date, as long as I can enter their home. As long as I can enter their home, that's it.
A good example was Obama.
On what? Sorry, Obama.
Yeah, he went into office, and don't get me wrong, and I say like this: Obama was a good president, but people always have the idea that
he drank the Flint water, man. That makes him an asshole.
my man Obama, I would say this:
Oh, that was peak. Sorry.
I know, right? Obama.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Obama. People always assume like I would say like he was a really great president, but people always assume that he did a lot for black people. Obama did a lot for people in general. He did very little for black people specifically. And like, if you use that as an example, like even a black man in office, he cared about the well-being of, like, he did like the gay rights activate. He did the fucking healthcare for everyone. Like, he did shit like that. And then you put Trump in office, and he undid everything. So it's like, I'm not trying to use it as like that's kind of like a, what's the word, a loaded gun in that sense. Yeah, it's a loaded gun. Yeah. But it's like it shows, like, at least in my head, like, okay, when we had a black man in power, he gave little fucks about the upbringing of his own community. He wanted to bring everybody up. And then when you put a white man back in office, it's about, okay, how do I keep my people at top, which is his people are people who are rich, but also most people who are rich are white people. Let's lower the
Can I
taxes.
Can I jump in on that? Right. So, so as a white person, I'm not someone who's sitting there going like, oh yeah, I want to be on top and maintain the power. You get me, right? I think that a lot of the people who get elected into power as white people, a lot of the time appeal to the white public because they're white and because they are of the generation of people who have the majority of the vote, right? So when you say that a black person came into power and they were helping a lot more people, I also think that that's because they kind of they have to, because they have to appeal to the masses. They can't appeal to one segment a lot of the time. So yes, I agree with you. I think Obama in power made differences for the whole nation completely. I think he had to. I don't think he could sit there and go, okay, now I'm going to be racially biased towards black people, because he would have been a shit president. In the masses, he would have been a shit president, you know, and that's irrespective of color. That's part of his job. His job is to look after the masses. So yes, I think that in that sense, yeah, 100%, I agree with you, because you guys have to. You can't be racially biased, because it will not benefit you in any state or of the imagination. Obama wouldn't have got a second term. No fucking way.
But
if he wasn't the whole generation, the whole nation.
Well, I feel like even there's some black people who support more pearl white policies, and they don't even get the love.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's even, I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, he definitely had to, because in office, yeah, if you just only gave a fuck about black people, you wouldn't get voted in again, obviously. But it's like, there wasn't even like, it'd be different. Like, I'm saying like this, there was no like, there's not even like a side policy that was like, okay, we're gonna do everything for minorities in general, but also we're gonna have an inkling for black people. Like, you see the big thing with Joe Biden right now. He's trying to uplift black communities, like stuff like that. It's like, and granted, who knows if he would truly do it, stuff like that. Like, we didn't get no policy like that from Obama, which you would more expect that from Obama, because
he's lived in a black community.
Yeah, he's black. he's black. I mean, granted, he would fucking grew up in Hawaii or whatever, but like, he's black at the end of the day. And like, go ahead.
What do you guys think is the solution to it all? What do you guys think needs to be done or needs to happen? Because I'm sorry, when it comes to presidents or these candidates, what do they actually follow through with half the shit they do? I mean, you could probably easy to get the black vote. You got to say a few things. And not have
Matt, I can't lie. In this election, you just got to not be Trump, and you'll get the black vote.
So
but then, to be honest with you, though, Obama lost a lot of the black. Not Obama, sorry. Fucking Clinton lost a lot of the black vote, not only because of her downfalls, but also because of Obama in his last term. He lost a lot of the like community.
So what do you
lost
guys think is the solution? Because I was even reading something about like even down to like the Irish with the Protestants and the Catholics in their little war. More force don't help. More penalties don't help. In fact, like Ryan said, it's actually proven to, if you increase penalties, like increase the prison sentence, it actually like.
Well, it doesn't solve anything. Yeah, it doesn't
solve it. It actually makes it worse. And I can't even remember the reason why, but the guy was doing like a case study on, I think Canada done some penalty system or some warning system, and it didn't work. Like once they done one offense, it just didn't work. So tighter penalties and that's not a solution. What do you guys think is a potential solution, even if you're not too educated on it?
Can I go first?
Go ahead.
I think so. Obviously, as a white guy,
power. Who's you going first?
I think as a white person on this subject, I'm gonna not be fully educated on the point as a whole, so I'm not gonna understand where you guys are coming from. So as a white person on the subject, I think it's education, because I had never been educated on black culture or anything to do with black people at all. I genuinely nothing until I went to uni and I made friends with a lot of black people, and I was like, I kind of want to understand what these guys are talking about because I have no fucking idea. And I'm not a prejudiced asshole, so I obviously want to understand what my friends say and what they're going through and appreciate it and kind of like respect it, because you can't respect it until you understand it. So I kind of sit there and I was like, I need to educate myself. And from a younger age, if someone educated me about black culture, or not even black, like to be honest with you, I think the changes don't need to be dramatically influencing. I think like when you're young, simple education can do the job for you, in my opinion. I don't think it's something that can't be changed. I think it's obviously generational as well, because a lot of our parents and their parents' parents and everyone like that is going to be unbeknowingly or knowingly racist. So yeah, I personally think it's education and generations dying out, honestly. That's me.
I just don't. I mean, honestly, I hate to be a pessimist. I don't think there really is a true solution. I don't think it'll ever, like I said, fully be gone. But I think the best way of minimizing it is like Viva said, a big like it's first it's like unlearning the learned behavior, and then also educating the up and coming kids on a lot of things. So like, I think the biggest problem that a lot of people have is that there's a big like misunderstanding of why black people are upset. You know, people like if I could had a nickel for every time someone thought why somebody was upset. Like we went through this before with the N-word, with like me and you, when you and Sly were talking about the N-word, and like you said, it doesn't make sense. People say they used it so they wouldn't be offended by the word, but then I explained to you like what the difference between the word now and what it meant then is. So it's like it's like a lot of that. Like what a common example that's happened recently is the hairstyles. They see these, you know, people are like, I don't know why black people get mad that these white, Asian, Mexican, whatever people are wearing these hairstyles. It's just a hairstyle. And then, like you said, it's not the problem of the hairstyle. We don't give a fuck if you wear the hairstyle. It's the problem of the perception of when I wear the hairstyle versus when you wear the hairstyle. That's the real problem. I think that's, like I said, it's the education of what the real issue is.
Because it's fashion.
Black women have it hardest, fam. I can't even lie. Black women have it hard, in my personal opinion. Anyway, like
extremely hard.
Damn,
you can't even like you either like especially like when you think about like I remember learning about this, like it's okay for a black woman to be belligerent in a low tier job because that's what they expect out of them, type shit. You know, they expect them to be the loud black women, and like for that to be like what they expect out of you is like fuck. Because even if that's not you, they're just waiting for that. They're waiting for any inkling of something to happen to be like, yep, we got him. You know that thing, boys, we got him. So it's like,
ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah, it's like that's like the same situation. It's like, and like you said, you remember you talking about like the positives. People can see it as the positive. Oh, I can be, you know, whatever I want to be at work, blah blah blah. But it's not. It's a double negative. It's like, yeah, you can do that, but now they'll never ever want you to have a high position because they feel that's who you're always gonna be. So it's stuff like
because they want to see change for the. I can't even lie to you. I even had that at fucking the company I was at.
Yeah,
so they were sitting there, like, they were looking at me and they were like, "We're gonna promote him," and blah blah blah. Like I didn't go through it to that extent, but I'm just saying like it exists in company culture as a whole. It's fucking dumb.
Exactly, and so that's I think. Like I said, it'll never be truly gone, but like I said, it's the education of the people and I hate to say it like this, a lot of people gotta die. I hate saying it like that, but not like get killed.
You sound like Dr. Umar.
well, no, I'm not saying, but like I'm thinking like more of a logical standpoint, like not like get killed. I'm talking about like a lot of the old people in power gotta die because those are the people who are holding on to these old ways and instilling it into the
100%.
new generation. So like if that mentality is dead, it can't. Who's gonna keep pushing it forward? You know?
Yeah, that goes into what I was saying. Like generations need to fade out, and it needs to become education from the new generations into like this won't, in my view, even if it could be resolved, it won't be for 3-4 generations. Easy.
Because you even think about something as simple as like it's like.
Do I think it's going in that direction?
Of course.
I mean, like we're always progressing. It's been fucking really small steps though for the last, I would say, 15 years. I don't think there's been any dramatic change in terms of racism or racial abuse or racial bias, anything. I don't think there's been any dramatic change in the last 15 years, in my opinion.
At all. In the last 20 years. But like,
yeah, like I actually don't think so. I think the last major change would have been MLK, and then even from that, maybe like or equal voter rights and all that stuff. Those are like monumental changes. But I think like in the last 20, in our lifetime, I don't think there's been any dramatic changes.
And like even like something as simple like, and like I say, it goes beyond just racism. Like you think about, we understand that we're killing the earth. We understand that the earth is dying because coal emissions and blah, 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 blah. We got solutions. We got viable solutions. We got electric. We got hydrogen, something. It's like these hydrogen tanks where the emission is water. Like we got these different ways of transportation and all the young people are on board. We can use a train system, everybody's on board. It's a lot of these old heads. They're like, nah, coal will always be the #1 go-to. It's like,
yeah, but that's because they also sit there and they go, without this I make no money.
But that's what I'm saying. But as I said, a lot of people just gotta die.
Yeah,
and that includes businesses
100%,
too.
100%.
Like
the problem that we have, is that the generations in power now won't understand the pressures of what the choices that they're making will have on the generations to come, including ours.
Yeah, they're gonna be gone by then, fam.
But you know if you have a kid now, like, and I shit you not, if you have a kid now, they're really gonna struggle when they're 50. Really, really gonna struggle. We're gonna struggle when we're like 80, 70, 80. Life's gonna be fucking hard, boys. It's all I'm gonna say. Like really fucking hard. Unless you're hella rich, bro. Shit's gonna be tough. But no, but I really mean it. Shit's gonna be fucking tough.
If the oceans rise and it floods my island, shit, that's my island gone, fam. My private island.
There's Mo asking why. Yo, Mo, we can talk about that on the next one, fam. I had a whole education about it.
Huh?
Did you say on the phone? Was it just between us? Did you mention it?
I don't know. I don't know. Either way, I have no issue talking about it, but like I'm telling you, like facts. When you're 70, 80, life's gonna be fucking difficult, bro. Well, like really fucking difficult.
Like I said, I think we should say that for another time because we're already at 2:30.
Yeah. I'm gonna split this into 2 episodes, by the way, because there's no point in doing this in one go. just so everyone knows on the YouTube.
You want to drop the whole pod on one?
Anyway.
Huh?
Maybe we should just do every topic to be a different episode for the pod.
Yeah, because we speak for very long, so we could do that. But anyway, I have no issue doing that.
I was like, why don't you just? I thought that's what we were doing, right? We do the one full the day after, and then we do the little episode bites every time.
I can't lie. So on the statistics, the one full, people don't get past an hour and 20.
That's still an hour and 20 though.
Yeah, but we talk for 2:30. So if I split it into an hour and 20 for 3 vids, then it will do better than I split it into 2 hour 40, and then someone's already watched the first one. They don't care about the second one, so they just miss a whole topic.
Do you do timestamps?
I could do if you wanted.
I thought are you not doing timestamps on the topics?
I don't have timestamps on the topics. I should do.
Yeah.
We can do that. We can do that. It's fine.
I mean, it depends. I mean, I like I said, because like you said, when you look at the statistics of YouTube, like, you know, the more watched, the better. Even if it's just an hour, like, you know, if it's 2 hours and you only watch an hour, most people are only watching 5-minute videos.
That's fact. No, that's facts. That's fact. But either way, we'll figure it out and we'll put it on the YouTube. So go and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Make sure you have the YouTube channel.
Yeah, and then follow all of us because we're awesome, and
They're more cool.
Yeah, we're cooler than everyone else.
I just be chilling, playing video games.
But yeah, so well, I think we'll end the stream here, guys. I hope that everyone who's been here has enjoyed it and had fun.
100%.
I was gonna say, yeah, when Deja first moved in the background, I was about to say, yo, Uzi, behind you, there's someone there. She was there.
You sound like Red Unicorn yesterday. He's like, bro,
someone
behind you,
yo,
scared the
look
shit
out.
out of me.
Yeah, the IG is up and coming, Mo. So we'll mark that out when we need to mark that out.
No,
but
so
yeah,
I gotta time that again.
Nightbot's at it again.
Nightbot is wilding. Fucking intern.
Do we have anyone to raid, guys? I think it would be good exposure if we raid someone.
Tell me, I don't know who to raid.
I know there's a couple people. So Les Squid's on again. We could do him. There's Bad Dreadhead. She's doing something. If you guys wanted to go for her.
Hey,
I've got a couple more, but I'll let you guys tell me.
Hey, Pons, I know you got some homies out there. Who should we raid out there?
If we go in Bad Dreadheads, will it, like, that guy say all our names?
Probably.
Oh, fuck.
Every single person. Yo.
Happy Lions, you up to Uno? I'm not gonna Uno today, bro. But I appreciate the offer. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna today. I need to get some food. I need to see what my brother's doing for his stream as well.
No, I'm gonna look up and see if anybody has a podcast on here. Why not? The Flow podcast.
Ideally, someone you know. To be fair, Euponia's on. If you wanted to try Euponia, I don't mind that.
Euponia's online?
Euponia's online.
I'm gonna skip ahead.
What the hell?
I'm saying my goodbyes now because I'm going to toilet real quick. So by the time I come back, it might be there.
Shit.
But anyway, Sly with the robe. But no robe today. Sly with the do-rag. Call me Sly Rag. No, that's kind of mad. Still.
Sly Rag.
Sly Rag.
That's
Sly Rag. What a little bitch.
I'm down to raid
So yeah,
Euponia.
we're gonna drop a raid on Euponia.
UK homie.
Doesn't Scott start his streams at 7? Like 7:30, 8 or something like that. I texted him. I don't know. We'll see what he's doing. But yeah, the raid is across the pond. Oh, pond raid. I like that. I like that.
Pond raid sounds better.
I like pond raid.
What did I say last time?
I don't know.
Overflowed into your stream. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, the pond is overflowing into your. Oh.
You remember he said the last time? You remember he said that last time?
Overflown into your dream. That's hot. That's hot. Okay, copy and paste that when we jump into Euponia's chat, guys. I don't think. Yeah, no, Euponia watches us as well. So yeah, big love to him. So go show him some love. Let him know you came from the pond. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next week, 4 p.m. UK, 8 a.m. PST.
Do it.
I've actually not built myself a
Do it right.
Do it.
Do it.